What's up, Vibers? I hope everyone is doing well. If you're thinking, Zick, you need a haircut, my barber moved to Florida. GG. I'm working on it. If you're thinking, Zick, you need to shave, you're right. However, I've been super busy behind the scenes really trying to get the community aligned with Theorycraft for the best possible Season 2 launch that we can have. So while the content has slowed down a little bit on this channel, the effort into SUPERVIVE has like doubled for me over the last week. And a little bit of a sneak peek, kind of a preview into what, you know, sort of this tighter alignment between SUPERVIVE, the top players, and the community is going to look like is this VIVE Camp event that just ran this last weekend. It's also going to be running the next 2 weekends leading up to the Season 2 launch. This was an open sign-up event that I made a video about last week, and shortly after the signups were posted, we were able to gather 24 teams, 72 players to duke it out over an event spanning the next 3 weekends. In this VOD, we're going to check out the second lobby, which was running concurrently with the first lobby. The first lobby was done with official production streamed live on the Theorycraft Twitch channel. I'm going to link to both of those in the description if you're wanting to see Saturday and Sunday, the full live event. It was freaking awesome, really clean production, epic plays, bunch of people watching, over 100 viewers live on Twitch. It was a really, really cool kind of preview into what's to come. And then in tandem with those live productions, we had the community host the second lobby on Saturday and the second lobby on Sunday, which was me, and that's this VOD. And so in this VOD, I'm actually going to be mainly just observing. I'll chime in here and there for a little analysis in between games, but we have the pleasure of being joined by KaiAims and TheJollyPoncho, who put together such an amazing cast. It's just such good energy and such hype games. I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And if you want more of this action, like I said, you're going to be able to check out the official productions on the Theorycraft channel for Saturday and Sunday in the description. And also I will include the VOD of who streamed the second lobby on Saturday. And so all that is sort of the seeding phase that happened this last weekend. That's going to lead up into this weekend where we're actually going to be separated out now. Instead of a mix of tier 2 and tier 1 players in the same lobbies, this coming weekend, it's going to be the first sort of mini tournament series with a split between tier 1 and tier 2, both competing for cash prizes and Theorycraft coins. And then that's going to lead up into the following weekend, which is the weekend right before 2.0 launch. And there we're going to see sort of the final 8-game series for the biggest cash prizes as well as the biggest amount of Theorycraft coins. If you enjoy the shoutcasting, don't forget to follow the legends that are providing us with such hype entertainment, KaiAims and TheJollyPoncho on Twitch. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for watching. I'll remind you to take care of yourself, keep vibing, and I hope you enjoy the games. What's up, my friends? It's Zick. I am joined today by the... Dude, I'm actually so excited to hear you guys cast because I was waiting to watch the VOD back from yesterday, but it is Kai at KaiAims and TheJollyPoncho. What is good, my friends?
Hello. Happy to be here, rejoined again by my good friend TheJollyPoncho. Even though we just met yesterday, I am already claiming him as my good friend, and nothing can change my mind. And I could not be more excited to be, casting and orchestrating this with a more, wonderful group of dudes. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go.
Yeah, feeling is absolutely mutual, Kai. This has been a blast yesterday. I've been looking forward to today. Also an honor to be here, Zick. Really looking forward to our lobbies today. I mean, this format is so cool. I love the I know it's gonna be a little bit different moving into the other two. Honestly, the way the tournament evolves week over week is also very cool. I'm seeing some familiar team names here, but I also didn't get to see all these teams perform yesterday. So there's still some surprises waiting for us, I think, Kai.
Yeah, we didn't see, I don't think we saw 10. We didn't see HYD. I don't know some of these full names. I would like to see them, actually.
There's a couple that are, I'll fill you in on a couple, like, the Dictator is Dylan. Like, just, some people have, like, you guys can obviously just say their IGN. Yeah. But, like, just, and
I mean, like, the actual team names.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know what the full meaning of some of these
I
acronyms
see.
are.
I actually don't know where those are at.
The Dictator is very obviously Dylan, That's okay.
No questions asked.
I just assumed, yeah.
But dude, I completely agree. The format is spicy, and you reminded me. I was really wanting to see TLD play, so we actually get to see the other top half of the lobby come over. So that's who I was watching all day yesterday. That's 10. That's BAP. We actually had some really kind of stiff competition. So tell me the story of TLD yesterday.
So it's do you know when that one Roman guy, he stood on the hill and he went Veni Vidi Vici? That's basically what that was right there. They came, they saw, they conquered. Um, it was 5 wins. It was an absolutely dominant performance. They got pressured maybe about two of those games where they were kind of made to fall behind. One of those games they ended up going out fourth. The other game they recovered beautifully and still managed to close it out. It felt like they were given a lot more space and respect than they should have been given, and that let them get a lot of farm and get ahead in general, just in items and in build.
Yeah.
And they were kind of, you know how like they respect the Tom Kick team given the TTV treatment.
Yep.
They got a lot of the TTV treatment in that lobby, minus 1 or 2 teams that were not afraid to scrap, and it was those teams that ultimately put them behind and made them, you know, eat that 4th place. But overall, they looked very informed. They looked like that TLD of old that we've seen them when they're actually like doing real good.
Love to hear it.
You know, Lemur even hit one of his patented, you know, coming in flying off screen grand finales.
Hell yeah.
It was a time. It was a time.
So
and you know,
amazing.
I got to talk about Ban and Jan, who were also really good contenders, and then LC, which was the team that was, I think, consistently the only one who was like really like postured up and ready to square up against TLD whenever they ran into them. NRN as well. One of the weaker teams in the lobby, I think, but they were like, when it came to the micro and they bumped into TLD here and there, they actually held their own and showed that they could scrap. So that was a pleasant surprise. I don't know, Poncho, anything you want to add? Am I missing anything?
CMT is the only team that comes to mind as another one that was like kind of a standout yesterday. They had a lot of really good like macro, it seemed like, and they got a lot of like good finishes near the end.
Let's go.
Look.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at this new list of teams here, right? And I'm looking at what's in our lobby right now. And I actually only, as far as ones we got to cast for yesterday, it was Jan, SQA, and Try, I think, and Gav, right? And
yeah,
COF.
we did see Squaw. We saw TBM as well. We saw COF for a little bit, and I think Rat was also in our first 3.
Ooh, and your fan favorite SVA over there.
Yeah, SVA is. They are here. I'm actually looking forward to see Gav again. Because oh my god, it's gonna kill me. His name starts with an A, and he played Kingpin the whole day, and he showed some really excellent micro while being last alive
Atlas.
and absorbing. Atlas was absolutely killer,
dude,
in his just individual play.
Atlas had a couple pop-off moments in the other lobby too, actually, when he came over.
He's just like, his understanding of spatial gameplay is very easy to see that he has that grasp down, and he gave TLD the runaround for a hot minute before they finally killed them, and it was one of those moments that like one slam over the abyss going his way and it's suddenly a completely different game. It didn't happen, you know, credit to TLD, but he never made it easy for anyone. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of Gav and the rest of that roster come together. But Atlas was a strong showing for me.
That's awesome. Right, guys, do you know, is there a way, can I just like turn off ads for like this whole thing? Is there a way to do
that? Yes, there is. Well, maybe. I think actually you might have to have pre-rolls if you turn off ads completely. Let me double check though.
Okay. Because I just like, I don't want them to go through at like, I only get like 3 snoozes. I don't want them to like go through at the like I have never like messed with like the ad control. I'll just put on like the auto thing, but I want them to pop up in like an end game. Where even is the?
No, it does look like maybe you have to have ads up all the time. It's just a matter if you want to have them automatically scheduled or if you want to do them manually.
So maybe should like between each game I just hit the like the button. You think that would keep us good where it wouldn't go in game? If I hit the 1 minute ad button between each game.
Basically, what you need to do, you need to hit a certain amount of ads every like hour, 3 hours, something like that. You have to get a certain amount of ads in per hour.
Okay, I see.
Or it will start running pre-rolls on your channel. So
okay.
if you want to avoid the pre-rolls, then you have to, if you're going to manually pump out the ads, you want to run probably. I mean, if you're going to do it in between games, run like you can run even like a 1 minute ad.
Yeah, I think there's just like this 1 minute button that I have right here, so I'll just press that in between each game, and hopefully that should cover us probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, where do I even find like the full ad manager? I literally can't find it. I don't know if I'm blind or what.
I don't know about it on OBS, but I know it's in your channel, like your creator dashboard. There's monetization, then ads.
Oh, monetization. Thank you. I was like, where? Thank you. Thank you. I've literally never clicked this page. This is crazy. It's like giving me a tutorial.
Yeah, so you might want to uncheck the ads manager, which will do it automatically. If you're going to do it manually, just remember if you slip up, there might be some pre-rolls.
And pre-rolls basically mean when as they join, they get an ad before they see the stream.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Stream Extra. Dude, your stream is so good, by the way. I love the whole, you have such a good like production. I really enjoy when I tune in too. I love the kind of like the story you have stream to stream. It's great.
Appreciate that. Yesterday when we were scrambling production wise to figure out where we were gonna put Lobby 2 live, I was like, hold on, I need to turn off a lot of buttons that the chat can push. Otherwise it will be a very disruptive stream.
That's hilarious.
You don't want to take a shot mid-round? Okay, come on now.
That's awesome.
I was like, I'm just gonna turn everything off really quick. Hold on.
I think, yeah, let me actually double check. I think I have all that stuff off too.
But yeah, back to the teams in general. I'm personally very excited to be able to watch 10. We didn't get to see 10 at all yesterday. And during I want to say it was during pool party, but also during some of the scrims I was able to cast, 10 had a standout. Now I know they all changed their names, so I don't remember which one was their Evo player at the time. But
it would have been
one of them.
It would have been TN, who is now Total Noob. They basically expanded their names. Okay. So
got it. Yes. So TNN Total Noob on the Eva. I don't imagine. I think actually we saw 0 Evas yesterday. But the standout thing from 10 was they were really good at layering their alts and util on top of each other to like wombo combo people down. They had a really good amount of coordination when they clearly practiced engages that would guarantee a kill.
Nice.
And I love seeing that level of coordination on a team, and so I'm excited to see what they're gonna do, knowing that there were no Evas at all present yesterday. I think there were 3 hunters who we didn't see at all. It was no Eva, no Wukong, and no Mercury, I believe.
That sounds right.
I'm excited to see what comp they're gonna be pulling out this time around.
And I will say, this is one of these teams that came together earlier this year, and at the start, they're each individually talented, but as they weren't doing anything crazy. They were pretty middle of the pack, and they were doing their best. But over the months, man, and up till now, they've scaled so much that they actually are consistently contesting TLD, BAP, these other squads that are dominant. 10 has more and more of those moments, and I think it's basically going to be those 3 in the conversation for top dogs over the course of this whole tournament.
Yeah, they're definitely a team to watch. So maybe it's just I don't know the name PSM, but I recognize those players from my nightmares in my lobby.
As you should.
I'm looking over at that, and that team is absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
And so Spy has actually converted over from the Kingpin and has been rocking the Shiv lately, so it might be even scarier.
Interesting.
And Stealth Ninja has a couple picks, also plays the KP, but have seen him on the Felix, I think. Trying to remember what else.
He's got a pool. I've played with both of these guys, and they're fantastic, and they have a really good mind for the game, and they have a fun mind for the game. I think is the best way to put it. It's they really enjoy the mechanics of the game and what they can and can't get away with, and to push themselves. And I think that's why we see them here, right? That joy of pushing yourself, which is probably true for a lot of the players in this lobby, but I personally attest to the 2 of them that they like the thrill of the kill, the thrill of chasing, getting better. And that's fun.
So another team I want to shout out that for you guys to keep an eye on coming over from the lobby yesterday on the top half is these HYD guys. They had a couple crazy moments. Despy on the Kingpin and City on the Zeph actually work so well together. I don't know if their third changed their name or if this is a sub, but they did have a different third yesterday, at least handle wise. So it looks like if this is accurate. It's probably going to be a Bishop main as their third with this punch bot Bishop picture. But I think these guys are actually like low key like one of the scarier teams without anyone really knowing who they are.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
I want to know. There were some. Oh wait, know what I want to know? I want to know who, if it's happened yet, did someone win the clip contest? Because over the course of, I believe, it's every weekend, isn't it? Not just every day.
Yeah, so it would be I think probably ended today or like tomorrow they'd announce it. I like the call out though.
We're gonna be having a clip contest for the 3 best clips out of the weekend. The first place winner will win, I believe, $50 cash and 5,000 Theorycraft coins.
That's pretty fat.
Second place, yeah, I know. Second place is second and third place both get 5,000 TC coins each as well. So we didn't notice anyone in particular trying to clip farm yesterday. I wonder if maybe some of these like higher up teams might be like, let's go for it. Like when they're feeling a little bit more comfortable. Like we're definitely in the upper bracket. Like we're in the upper lobby. We're good. Let's see if we can get a cool moment real quick.
Dude, that's like, we might see it start to open up because some of these, you know, like TLD BAP got to be feeling pretty comfortable here because BAP wasn't quite as dominant, but still pretty dang dominant in the lobby yesterday. I think taking 4 and being contested, you know, a little bit, but like they're just so strong. And they just like, it's crazy how everyone knows what their strategy is. They just drop golds every single game, but no one can stop them. Like literally, like they'll just everyone knows they do that. People go to contest, they just win and take the golds every time. It's like it gives them such a advantage over the lobby, and then they wield that very effectively where they just go like objective to objective. They'll fight people on the way, but they won't like chase. They don't play like turbo aggro, but they'll just literally like win almost every fight that comes their way. And because they're playing so high tempo through objectives, they're almost always ahead on like the actual power level of their hunters. And so it's like a really scary strat when you realize, you know, even to try to stop them from getting armor advantage, you might just get squad wiped at 12.
That's something that me and Poncho, we talked about for a little bit yesterday. And it was something that for me, that in my very first time when I played in my very first Abyssal Cup, and I think I've heard other players talk about this too, is that the most shocking thing, you know, when you come into these games, especially the very first time with these very high level teams that have been doing this for a little bit now, is not how much better they are at the micro than you. It's how much faster they do everything. It's how much faster they gear. It's how much faster they clear camps. It's how much faster they rotate. It's how there's no hesitation in their decision making 9 times out of 10. And by the time that you're done gearing up and getting level 6, 7, 8, 9, these guys are level 10, 11. And they're soaring so far ahead of you. And it just feels like you're constantly in a foot race to catch up. That the gap is only widening. And it's that speed, I think, that really differentiates the highest level teams to teams that are definitely still skilled, but they're not quite at their peak just yet.
I love that.
Yeah, those moments where you like the day turns over and all of the farm shows up, and in the blink of an eye, it's all gone. Everyone's already like positioned themselves to get all the farm as fast as possible.
100%.
So like in those moments where you fall behind, like you don't have tools to catch up because there's nothing to farm, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to take bad fights to try and like give yourself an option.
And that's like, especially like in the way the lobbies are kind of set up for this first part, you know, a team like BAP, a team like TLD, if they find some early picks, like they can even increase their tempo even further. And they're so good at that, commanding space, like playing around day turnovers and stuff. And you're right, like as soon as you get into day 3, day 4, there's 9, 10 teams left. Sometimes there's like 3 creep camps on the map, and it's these teams that are already ahead, you know, to he who has everything will be given. They just like eat it all up, and definitely results in an uphill battle. But boys, I am so excited to dive out onto the breach with you guys. I'm going to be stepping into the observer slot, sort of dipping into the shadows. I'm going to let the legendary Kai and the Jolly Poncho take things over. Let's go, boys. Game 1.
Game one Poncho of 6 today. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to be in for a treat here, and I can't wait to see what these incredibly powerful teams and these up-and-comers have to show us today. Poncho, is there any one specific team in this lobby right now that you have your eye on?
I mean, I gotta call out 10 one more time. I've seen the way that they can layer their utility on each other. It's just absolutely, I mean, it's, you know, obviously they're one of the favorites going into this, but I've never seen TNN on the Bishop, and I just know they've cooked up something cool here. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be able to cast a game that they're playing in as well. And you know what? You won me over yesterday. I really want to see SVA.
A little SVA surprise. They'll get you.
Let's do it. I know. I'm rooting for them. I want to see it.
They'll lose 3 games in a row in 12th, and suddenly they'll pull out of first place. It's the most exciting thing in the world.
That's just good content.
Yeah, that's literally, that is just farming engagement at that point. We do see some gold armors over in Imotech. We'll have to see if anyone elects to head that way. But meanwhile, 10 are already down farming, getting equipped with a level 4 there for RTK, who is now Ralph, and Total Noob, who is TNN. For the viewers at home, the silly boys like to change their name and make my life horrendous. And I'm having a great time because of it. Jan and PSM here, kind of passing like 2 ships in the night. Let's see if they have anything to say. Oh my, and yes they do. Hello, hello.
Krillo getting smacked down by Stealth Ninja, but not destroyed. Meanwhile, PSM has the access to 2 gold armors, which really changes the dynamic of that fight, forcing the other team to pull off just for a moment, see what they can do. And that's gonna make it pretty hard for Jan now. They're running out of options.
Erie's still level 1. They're gonna definitely want to close this camp out here. Gav, I think definitely don't really have anything to say quick enough. They're just kind of poking away here. You know, I kind of think either go in or split up and let's go get some farm, boys. It's still early days. You don't want to fall behind. There's going to be teams who are already level 5, as you can see. SWT, TRI. They're already there. Shako with a quick little move there to dodge Sunfish's grasp. Looking good. Meanwhile, Kezi and friends trading down below here. A couple of shots being traded back and forth. Nothing too committal here, because he does want to exit stage right. Meanwhile, BGI will be there with his baseball bat, mopping away. This could be bad for Kezi, and indeed it is. BGI closes that one out, and TRI loses one.
BGI with the mind control there, the perfect positioning to catch him out and get that kill instead of letting him get away. It was a really good positioning by him in that final moment there.
Yes, indeed. Baseball bat in hand, looking at his averages, knowing he's hitting good, and he's ready to hit some more. Speaking of hitting right, okay, kind of coming up here onto TBM. Sunder's making the space he needs. Bugliano, the TTV, heading out there, saying we want nothing of it, and it doesn't seem like HYD are too pressed to pursue. They will part amicably this time.
SWT found, being aware of TBM, and now a res coming through on the heart. Looks like TBM wants to get their 3rd person up and running. This Tetra here is going to be able to secure the res, but in comes HYD ready to try and punish. It's a question of whether or not TBM is going to be able to pull away, and it looks like they managed to get that res off just in time. That slightly longer heart res, not short enough, or not long enough to make it so that they can't get there, but it doesn't matter because Hyde immediately gets a grab on Sunfish, but the tables are turning. Despy is very low, pulling off to the north as Pons follows through. City missing the Zeph. There's no heals for Despy, but there we go. They managed to reconvene while right off to the side in trouble. Someone goes down. One member of SWT knocked down into the abyss. Another one, BGI, punched into a wall. Suddenly, SWT's on the heart, going for the res, and HYD is able to pull up north into Vinegrove for safety.
Absolutely heartbreaking for SWC that they're unable to close on Despy. Despy with some hot movement there to get himself out. Kind of a little bit nervous there as they moved away from his team, but they were able to get him the heal. Meanwhile, moving away here is COF, trying to get some space here from Rat. Rat doesn't look like they're keen to let them go, but COF says, we'll take all comers as they send one to the abyss. TRI now getting involved with the recently revived Kezi on white armor, pushing forward here towards COF. COF holding this choke point, not allowing them to come through. Kezi feeling comfortable with the wall for now. Grenade, nothing doing. R12, they're kind of just trading blows back and forth. Neither team wants to push that choke point, knowing that they will be worse for wear, choosing to disengage there. But we'll have to see if SWT can get back on their feet after that little surprise ambush off the back of 10 joining that fight there towards the heart.
Up here in the north, we see Stealth Ninja very low from an exchange with HYD. Chinese Spy not wanting to let Right get away here. And honestly, I'm not sure. Right on the Bishop might be able to get away, but if that grabby will take him down. A punch back to push Chinese Spy away, but he's not giving up the goat yet. Pushing in. Right on the run. Train coming in. Maybe he can hitch a ride. Hard to say as Chinese Spy's looking for the angle, trying to throw a knife. Just barely misses it. Moves in, fires a shot. And Squaw swings through, little drive-by from Goroy as Chinese Spy changes his target. Ponyboy able to finish off the right okay. And now Goroy, now the new target of PSM. That's not where you want to be, Goroy. Pushing up here, just 3v1. There's no hope in hell for him. And that's Squaw taken out. Oh, what a meat grinder to walk into there.
Yeah, that's a real tough one. That's a hard ask. It's going to be your 12th and 11th place teams heading out here. Meanwhile, Kezi going to get converted by TBM, but Shaco in good health and in good positioning should be able to exit stage left here. TRI should, in theory, be fine. They should be able to get this res off with the bomb. Indeed, as TRI are back online. However, 10 and TBM are waiting in the wings here, looking like they want to get themselves involved. The Dictator in the form of Dylan stretching forward here should be able to convert Bugliano, and indeed he does. TBM choosing to exit stage right now as the remaining member in this fight leaves. TNN, meanwhile, ulting on to Kezi here. Big damage being done by Ralph as he gets himself inside. The Tonk won't find anyone just yet. Meanwhile, R12 trying to kite away. Dylan and RTK pushing onto Shacklemancer. Shacklemancer in good spacing, trying to get himself out, but it doesn't seem like he'll be able to. Decent damage being done, and the spike comes through. It's looking good. It's looking clinical for 10.
One member of Tri remaining, I believe, as R12 pulls to the north. The rest of 10, it's just a formality at this point as they work together to dismantle Tri one after another. Another team eliminated.
Indeed, if at first you don't succeed, try again, and that's what they'll have to do in the next lobby. That's the second day in the row I've made that joke, so legally I don't think I'm allowed to make it again. But moving forward, 10 are looking great. Speaking of looking great, another huge punch comes through, the displacement, the follow-up CC, and they are immediately converted. TBM also exiting now the match. COF Narticus sees this and they say, what's up, guys? I kind of want to party too, and I think 10 would be more than happy to oblige. Yes, indeed. RTK surging forward here, trying to find something. We'll commit the Shivo, and a huge punch off the back of TNN. What? Punching to the wall, combined with the damage of RTK, and it's an absolute slaughter. 10 are fully in control of this match.
What a clinic by 10 on all of those fights. The way they worked together to find every angle, but I'm not going to get to talk about it more because Chinese Spy is looking in trouble. Jan's pushing up into PSM here, and they managed to pull, Chinese Spy manages to pull up to the north while the rest of the team comes in, and now Jan, suddenly, tables have turned. PSM used that wall to their advantage and found a way to work together, and now boom, one down. Krillo taken out. Stealth Ninja very low but still pushing forward. Chinese Spy right in there on mirror visual. PSM takes out or loses Stealth Boy. Rez coming in. Chinese Spy holding up the line. With that drop on Stealth Ninja, Jan secures their exit for a moment, gives themselves a stay of execution using that jump pad, but Jang is caught out as a sacrificial lamb holding the rear guard, taken down.
Indeed. Unsure if Jang still had to be there. Maybe he didn't have a clear way out, but Mirror Visual definitely got themselves out with that jump pad overhead. Meanwhile, it's Gavin 10, now 10, looking like the unstoppable force that is not able to meet a singular immovable object. All of the objects that they run into turn out to be incredibly movable, and it seems like it's going to be more of the same here as barbed wire for Gav, trying to keep the hopes and dreams alive. The railgun from Dylan lands is not quite enough to send him to the abyss, but he is out of glide fuel for now.
Cooking.
Ticking dangerously low. There it is, the tick from Dylan. Oh, you hate to see it. It's heartbreaking. But that's going to be Gav's first game down there, and 10 record yet another elim, and it's looking like they've got Rat on the menu here. I wasn't a fan of Rat for food, but it seems like 10 have absolutely no qualms. A death box res comes through here as things did get a little bit messy, but Dylan should be back on his feet very quickly, and 10 once more in the driver's seat. But man, it feels like at least over half of the lobby has died to 10 at this point. It's just kill after kill. Taking
no prisoners. They are relentless in their pursuit of kills, and they are They are so far ahead now in such a strong spot with 5 teams remaining. It's hard to say who has a chance of taking them out, as Jan looks like they're in huge trouble. He'll big Bebo ult from BGI. 2 members of Jan taken out. Now only Krilla remaining on the Oath, pulling away, trying to find a way out to res his team. But this is one of those situations where SWT is gonna want to secure this elimination. There's been very, very few kills left on the board by 10. This is an opportunity for a different team to get an elimination, but 10 is...
No.
10 is unable to stop Krillo from getting that res off. A stay of execution for Jan just for a moment as they get a chance to reset. All with white armors though, and level 10. It's hard to say what they're gonna do.
But Jan rang the dinner bell. Jan rang the dinner bell, and 10 is here. And the team they run into is not Jan, it's SWT. So far, 10 hasn't really walked away from a team they've encountered this match. And I'm not expecting them to do so here, but they might be thinking it might be time to slow the tempo as we head into late game. Don't want to get, third-partied and lose what should be a clear first place. Speaking of a clear first place, PSM are up on this fight here, looking to take first in this individual little contest here. Rat trying to stay alive here, but the real Kappa Gods will get converted as well on the side of Chinese Spy. Meanwhile, Stealth Ninja trying to chase down Dr. DiMaglio, doing what he can to stay alive. The Bebo over the Abyss is going to feel a little comfortable here, but Stealth Ninja, I know he feels comfortable on this KP. He's going to be happy to chase this, running into the loving arms of BGI. Bebo on Bebo violence is a potential here. The res is coming through for SWT as they are last remaining, but 10 meanwhile get involved here, saying PSM, we might want this kill, but it's not to be. I do believe PSM are able to convert that, and Rat is finally eliminated. We have our top 4, 10, PSM, SWT, and Jan.
It looks like that res, the core over the Abyss, no one's able to stand on it and secure that res. So that means SWT unable to get the rest of their team up. BGI still last player standing, and 10 smells blood in the air. They know he's there. They want to put pressure on him. He's dodging the train, but he won't dodge 10 as 10 pushes in here. The Bebo car driving, but followed by the rocket punch from Total Noob, and there they go. Just beautiful movement. Excellent precision by 10 there. Oh, you hate to see it, but
quite literally
also so good.
Yep.
Yes. If there's one team here that I think might be able to take on 10, I think it might be PSM. They're actually looking pretty strong with the gold armors, and their levels are pretty decent as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's the potential, but I think what we're seeing here is 10 has the confidence. And it's that confidence difference. I think 10 have just been taking every single fight. They've been looking so clean. And as long as they don't overly misplay, I do think they just close this one out. PSM definitely with an opportunity here. Jan, Krillo is going to get caught out here. They've already laid the trap. Krillo has to separate from his team. The Abyssal Breaker will be committed to try and give himself a little bit of breathing room, but the rocket punch immediately negates it. Krillo doing what he can to delay the inevitable, giving his team the space to escape. And he is indeed committed. Actually, no, that was an elimination. No, Jan's still in it. Krillo did buy his team time. That's right, yeah. They've got 2 remaining members there. In the form of Mirror Visual and
Crown, or a pocket res if they had the gold.
Or a PSM. They could get a PSM.
That wasn't what they were hoping for.
And it seems like they are indeed going to get PSM here. Jang doing what he can to fight this one, but it really is an impossible ask. Ugh. That's tough to go. You know, it's a tough way to be. It's you're a ghost over Abyss with no dash. There's only one way that one ends for you, and that's unfortunate. But Jang take a strong 3rd place. Jen are looking good. They've consistently been finishing in that top 3, top 5. Meanwhile, we've got that final outcome here at Poncho. Take me away, man. Take me to entertainment.
The fight goes in. There's 2, and they're wasting 2 teams left. They're wasting no time. Dictator and Total Noob hurt, falling back. PSM pushing the advantage and taking out Ralph, as now Total Noob does a little bit of a counter punch to Ponyboy, but it's not enough to take him down. Dictator fighting with Stealth Ninja. Total Noob fighting with Chinese Spy. Ponyboy resetting over the lava, using that thermal to stay alive. And Dictator, very hurt, gets grabbed by Stealth Ninja and taken down. Now, 1 remaining member of 10. It is Total Noob, TNN, sitting here. Stealth Ninja whiffs the ult with the KP. Total Noob doing a little bit of kiting over the lava. He's gonna make his way towards this crown. If he can get that crown and get 1 more kill, maybe he gets his team back, but that is a tough ask against PSM. They're looking very strong and chasing Total Noob across the Abyss.
Yes, indeed, and I stand corrected. PSM taking that engage beautifully and putting 10 in a really, really uncomfortable position off the rip. Absolutely chunking out one of the members. Here comes the grab over the Abyss, the spike, and you're committed. to the Theorycraft gods as PSM snatch victory from the jaws of defeat from a team that were absolutely running the lobby, but PSM just said, no, we're in better, in fact, and you may have all the kills, but we will have the first place points.
Incredible work by PSM there. The way both those teams, there was so much so much space to work with. They didn't have to fight there, but both teams wasted no time. They liked the look of that fight, and they both just went all in on each other. It was just a brawl, and amazing to watch. PSM coming out on ahead with some really key hooks by their Kingpin.
Stealth Ninja, I believe, was on the KP that time, Chinese Spy, on that Shiv that he has been working on and been bringing around more recently, and looking really good. Ponyboy also looking strong on that. I think he was also on the old Rocket Jumper, as we know her affectionately from the old times. But 10 looking very dominant there, unfortunately unable to close out. But I don't think I would be too worried if I were 10. Yeah, PSM, a very strong showing from them. I wouldn't be overly worried if I were them either. I would be looking to try to get a little more KP to, secure a good spot, a good seed later on. But I think these two teams are looking really strong, and I'm looking at the rest of the lobby to kind of adjust and make 10 have to slow down a bit, because it seems like they just steamrolled anyone they ran into.
Yeah, it didn't feel like almost no other teams had an opportunity to feel comfortable. Even Jan, who got third place, they were so much weaker at that moment in the end. They had white armors, not even full armor. They were behind a couple levels. They managed to make it there. But it was like a post-apocalyptic ending for them, where they just were surviving, while PSM and 10 were just looking like the big dogs on campus.
Yeah, and then one last little comment before I throw this one over to Zik is I've noticed in this lobby, in a difference to TLD did get into scraps here and there before the end game, but they were more focused on securing map objectives and rotating out and having good positioning. I'm not saying 10 didn't have good positioning per se, but what 10 was is just red in the face, red in the eyes. As soon as they saw another team, they had to die, and they just farmed. But I'd like to throw this over to Zik and maybe see something we miss. Any comments? Cries of
I'm
despair?
having a small crisis panic session. Just looking at what Sunfesh said in chat. I think I'm supposed to be on delay. No, I was not instructed. I'm just doing what I'm told here. I was not instructed to do on a delay. So just for the player's sake, I'm gonna try to figure that out real quick, guys, before we ship it in. Just click start streaming, but they're not gonna see the stream for 5 minutes. Let me put this in the chat. But we are assume we're back live, boys, because in 5 minutes we're traveling through time and space together right now.
Man, I've never been more excited to be in a sci-fi flick. Truly.
What a journey we're on.
You know, the important part is that we're on it together. It's not about the destination. It's about how many mistakes we make on the way, and that's what I'm here for.
It's not a production unless a bunch of technical things go wrong. I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
Unproduces your show.
That's just how it is, you know.
Indeed.
But yeah, okay, so we're back in.
Yes, sir.
Delay is active. We're good to go. Zik, I'm curious. What did you see? What was what did you notice along the way? What are you thinking about these teams?
The thing that really,
some of these other teams push themselves forward a little bit and find some agency in these lobbies.
I think to me it's 10 was looking so dominant, right? And what I really love to see though is at the end of it all, another team unafraid finds a victory, and it's the team you guys were calling out at the beginning, this PSM Stealth Ninja Ponyboy Chinese Spy, and it's 10 was dominating the lobby, but somehow PSM comes up against them, and actually both squads at level 13 facing off with pretty similar armor. So despite not turbo farming the lobby, PSM actually able to sweep from behind, take the first place, and a lot of that, some big grabs and slams from Stealth Ninja on the Kingpin. And it's everyone thinks of Spy as a Kingpin, but now he's converted to the Shiv, so Stealth Ninja can rock that angle, and it's actually working so good together.
I love their engaged composition and the amount of control that they can exert in a fight with the displacement that their entire lineup has. And something that I always kind of have to remind myself is that whenever I don't see a really strong team on screen killing 3-4 teams apiece in the lobby, because I think PSM did pick up like 2, maybe 3 team, definitely 2, maybe 3 team elims in that lobby. It's just like if I don't see them, they're not on screen, they're not getting killed, and they're not killing anyone else, then there's only one other thing they can be doing, and it's constantly and quietly securing map objectives and building up personal power and team power, so that when those fights come, they're not behind the people that have been farming the other teams. And that's exactly what we saw there. And I'm pretty sure that was the exact case for PSM. They won the fights that mattered to keep them in it, and then they found everything else they needed from the map, from the PvE options, from vaults and things like that. And they got themselves to a position where they could challenge what was very easily the lobby leaders in 10. You know, it was 10 o'clock, but they said it was bedtime and put them down.
Where are you at? It's 3:30 over here, bro.
I don't know what. I don't know. I mean, after seeing that, it's 10 o'clock somewhere, and it's in this lobby.
Sure.
It's
right,
10
here we
o'clock
go.
somewhere
Game
in
2.
the world.
New Stormshift unstable portals available here.
Big fan of unstable portals, honestly. Personally, I love playing it.
Yeah, it's always leads to some really, really interesting macro decisions, which I love to see.
You are the drop leader.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see if it actually plays, because sometimes you watch an unstable portals match and they don't get used too much, and that's okay. But it also kind of feels wasted. But it also really depends on where the portals spawn. Like, are the portals actually spawning in a meaningful way to the team that is near them? Is it something that's convenient for them? And so oftentimes they can either go entirely neglected for most of the match, or can be the deciding factor. And it's very swingy. It always makes it fun to watch, to see how they can aggravate and incite these lobbies to new and exciting forms of violence.
Let's go.
Yeah. I imagine with you know, these players of this caliber, we're gonna see some interesting repositions, maybe some ambushes or some insane escapes. You have unstable portals and maybe like an anywhere but here, and all of a sudden you could be anywhere on the map in 2 seconds. It can lead to some really, really interesting survival tactics.
Here we go, boys. Diving into game 2. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we are back, and I cannot wait for more action. Goated casting game 1. Take it away.
Game 2, and I want to point out once again, gold armor and Imotech. I'm curious to see if we'll have anyone make the challenge here. Lots of gold on the ground, and Oracle as well. Ooh, discount sigil. That can be something that's pretty good to have early game. And it looks like one team is at least invested in getting that.
Yeah, grabbing that discount sigil right at the beginning of the game can really, really change whether or not your team gets all their relics on day 2 immediately, or if they have to farm a little bit before they get there. And that little bit of tempo increase can lead to you ambushing another team that's not ready to fight, because you just were able to get there a little bit faster.
Yeah, and that's honestly, that to me, that's the most important thing in day 1, day 2 is the tempo to your path to power. If you can outrun the guys in front of you, the guys next to you, suddenly you're farming them and your tempo is even faster. So, but we're seeing that skew towards Imotech here. Quite a lot of people towards this northern side of the circle. PSM, I do believe they're down 1. Yes, indeed, Chinese Spy is down. Rat looking to aggress here on the previous lobby winners. Stuff Ninja trying to get what farm they can, but being denied by Rat, being forced even further behind here. We're going to have to see if they can find something new. Ponyboy, we're going to see him on the brawl now, not the Bishop this time. A little bit of a switch up there, even off of a win.
And here is that fight over Imotech. Gold armors, Miravidual managing to pull away with one of the gold armors, while the Dictator is going to get shredded by Jang, who wants to push in, wants to secure this little kill. Misses the railgun shot, going to eliminate his options there. But 10 gets bullied off of some of their gold armor. That's going to put 10 at a little bit of a disadvantage moving forward. And Jan feeling very good about that with their gold armor in tow. They get all of Imotech to themselves.
Gold armor indeed. Not even forced off a little bit. 10 didn't get a single gold armor, down to I think double greens and a white. So really worse for where they're. Definitely a little bit of farm, but not where they want to be immediately, as you can see, taking the Sky Shark, finding a new objective, a new path to power. And this is what makes the difference. Understanding exactly what they need to do now to recover. And we'll see if they're able to do so. Speaking of recovery, Ponyboy did find a couple of levels, and Chinese Spy is back online, but they are a touch behind. This farm going to prove pivotal. get them back in.
You gotta love the speed with which 10 made the call to disengage and grab that kind of consolation prize of the Abyssal with the extra gold. And now they're in a position here to potentially get some kills as they're moving down on Rat and Try, who are fighting their way to the south of Vine Grove. Shakeomancer looking real hurt here, but his team comes to the rescue, and second taken down. All of a sudden, Rat down one member, pulling back with their two. Kezi pushing up with the Tetra, trying to find an angle, but High's Tetra responds in kind, and Kezi's looking hurt. The boar comes in, puts a little bit of a space between, and here comes 10 from the north. They knew that a fight was happening. They waited. High is in trouble. Rat is in trouble. High pulling away, trying to get away.
Oh my!
Spike on RTK, pushes back over, a little bit of an overheat by High, I think. Total Noob tries to punish it, gets over the Tetra wall, and unfortunately, that Bishop gets the verticality, hops over the Tetra wall, and Rat is eliminated there. Oh, that was an insane spike by High, though. What a fight. Going down swinging.
Good on High to go down literally swinging on the Tetra there. I even like the ult usage, just unfortunately losing track of RTK in that fight. It was what eventually finally sentenced him to the great abyss below. But a really good showing from High, and an unfortunately early exit for Rat. We'll see if they can do better. Meanwhile, speaking of an unfortunate early exit, that's going to be Miskate going down very, very quickly in the start of this fight. Gav, unfortunately, Atlas going to find Dylan and his birds instead of an SVA member pulling him back off of the TP. SVA seem like they're going to be able to disengage, but they're not going too far. Going to have to be careful there. And 10 are chilling in a bush, you know, so is Sunfish. You know, everyone's found a bush, a couple of berries, having a snack. Why does he look like he's falling? It's, you know, it's all chill here. And
Sunfish, the one that told me to enable the delay, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, good on Sunfish for having, you know, the cognizance. We love that. We'd love to see it. And, you know, he can safely hide in a bush with his 5-minute delay. That's what I like to see. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that. Sunfish, don't hurt me. You're better than me in every way.
J2, farm available. Hyde getting the lion's share of this area of the map, which the name of which eludes me all of a sudden. I've forgotten what this place is called. And Prisma Falls. I love Prisma Falls. It's so romantic.
It's a pretty place to be. I feel
good place to vacation.
Yeah, I think the real estate market is booming there too. I think they're doing good.
Yeah, now's a good time to buy.
Yeah, it is. And speaking of a good time to buy, he has bought the farm because it's Ralph that's going to get buried now. RTK getting converted. The Shiv, no more for 10.
Oh, devastating for RTK. Tries to slip out of there, and Despy says no. Get hands on and eliminates a member of 10 right away. The other two members far away, so they should have some angles to potentially get RTK back in, but that's tempo lost. And meanwhile, people who have been looking pretty good from the beginning, Jan sitting here, still rocking their gold armors, have good position, getting some purchasing in there, getting their relics up in order. Everyone's just trying to get themselves ready for what will inevitably be a bloody day 2 evening.
Do Squaw have 2 subs, or did like Selfie change his name to DTF? Is that, I'm not sure what's going on there. But those are not the names that I saw yesterday. Might be a couple of subs there. Or a little bit of name change tomfoolery, as is very, very accustomed here. And it does seem like that's going to be TPM heading out here. PSM find a little elimination on the western side of the map there. Nothing doing for TBM, an unfortunate departure there. I am actually in the Sunders fan. I do think he is a very, very good KP when he can get rolling.
And here's a fight happening in the desert. We have the ult from Celeste to give Bell a moment of reprieve. And the wall comes out to push away. Bell on the run, but Chinese Spy not letting them get away. Chinese Spy pushing in on that Shiv. No fear whatsoever. Damage just coming out on Miss Kate. Flint pulling up here, trying to get the res, but instead gets stunned. What? Managed to trade Stealth Ninja in, but doesn't matter. Doesn't stay. Doesn't stick. SVA.
Yeah, it doesn't stick indeed. I'm wondering if Flint already used the ultimate there. I believe he didn't have it available, or maybe it was stunned before he could put it down. But it was a good TP from Flint to get Bell back up, and I liked the play. It was good movement to dodge the grasp, but unfortunately, you know, that KP in the form of Stealth Ninja closing the distance and finding the slam to close this one out. Yes, at the cost of his own life, but that is a trade, I think, for the KP and the team Elim that he will happily make. Meanwhile, yeah, to the bottom right there, we've got SWT, and I believe, yeah, Gav looking to maybe get a little violent. Gav have a bit of a level gap here, but that doesn't seem to bother SWT as they're trying to find a way back in. And the best way to do that is to kill your enemy.
Couple Kingpin hooks go wide. Sunfish trying to do a very tricky battle gum play. But ultimately, with those two Kingpins on cooldown, both teams decide to disengage and try to find a different angle.
And yeah, and I'm okay with that. I like that, you know, play off of your known utility, play off what you're comfortable with, play off stealing the Abyssal Hatchling from the opposing team so that you can, the Guardian rather, so that you can get the farm, and then immediately steal it back with your own Kingpin utility so that you can get the farm, and it's really just peak SUPERVIVE. Meanwhile, peak SUPERVIVE, the Tong comes through here, nothing doing just yet. Sunfish on the wing, waiting on the wings here, trying to find a grab, trying to find a little bit of a play here with that bungee. Gum, nothing doing just yet. BGI searching forward as well. Pawns using the portals to be quite annoying on that Saros, but no shots finding their mark here. But one member of Gab is separated. SWT could choose to engage 2v3 here. They have to be cognizant of the one to their rear, though. It is a Mr. Stunny Floaty Boy, whose name is now escaping me, Void. So you don't want him coming up from your rear and stunning your entire team. So I do think I like this rotation out of SWT. That's a bit of an uncomfy spot.
And talking about uncomfy spot, looked like Gav just got ambushed by Jan there as we were
Yes,
Gav in trouble here. They were looking one way and Jan came in from the other. One member of Gav already down. Mirror Visual moving in with the ult, decides to cancel it, and then they just fire away and take Gav out.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, exiting stage left is also HWD as Squaw are able to eliminate a team here. Fly, Squaw, Fly. SWT getting themselves involved now, but 10 approaching from the left here, catching Squaw completely unawares from the rear here. They came from behind indeed. Goroy, the only remaining member of Squaw, trying to make the dream come true, but unable to do so as 10 continue to close in what they perceive as their destiny. Let's see if they can finally close out this match after a heartbreaking second place. Jan, SWT, still trading blows, still very keen to get to know one another here as Krillo's trying to find pawns.
Krillo on the run, and here comes the rest of Jan pulling away from 10.
Krillo! That was illegal! The bungee into the blades, into the spike. That is disgusting. You've got to file for a permit before you do that to someone.
Oh my goodness, Jan just bullying people around here. Wall stuns, bungees, everything. Another member of PSM taken out there by Jan. Chinese Spy having to disengage, and now 10 stands in between Jan and their prey. Looks like Jan wants to move around to the south, keep pushing in on Ponyboy. But do they know he's in that bush?
I don't think they do. PSM losing one to the absolutely epic play of Krillo here, but we'll be bringing stuff. I think was it no, I don't think it was Stealth Ninja. I believe it was someone else that they knocked down, or perhaps I am tripping, but either way, PSM is back to full strength. That Stealth Ninja's Kingpin is online. Jan skirting around them. Little hello, ships passing in the night. So a couple of skill shots traded.
Yeah, the farm is there, and you can see Stealth Ninja wanting to go get that, but he's left his team to fight Jan on their own. Chinese Spy pulling away, Ponyboy trying to peel a little bit. Krillo not having it. We have people jumping over trash heaps here, and now it's a brawl here on the northern part of this area. We got ult coming through from Celeste. Chinese Spy pulling back, Ponyboy also following suit. Meanwhile, 10 coming in from the south. Dictator pushing up with Total Noob, trying to get Mirror Visual, catch them out. The nade goes wide, and they push in even further. There's 2v3 here. Jan over the abyss, Mirror Visual getting hurt, trying to find a place to live, trying to find a place to rest, a place to reset, but Total Noob won't let it happen. Mirror Visual managing to get a little bit of heals, puts the wall up, but Dictator manages to dodge it, shoots the railgun shot. His two members of Jan taken down systematically by 10.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, PSM finding a kill of their own onto SWT. Only Sunfish remaining. We've seen him in a position like this before. A Master Bush Investigator. I think he'll be just fine. He'll get his team back into this one. He's going to hate me for that one. He doesn't even know who I am. And I can't be saying things like that. Meanwhile, a beautiful grab off the back of Stealth Ninja here. Followed up with Pony Boy on the chain. Trying to finish this one out. TRI doing what they can to get away. Shacklemancer, Kezi on the run. Stealth Ninja and Chinese Spy close on the tail. The bola does land, putting Shacklemancer grounded and slowed. It should be a clean kill for Chinese Spy if he can find it. Kezi, however, running away. Pony Boy fast on his tail. The big stun comes through from the brawl, and he's converted. And that's TRI eliminated, exiting in, I believe, 6th place. They are a much better finish, I think, than their first place and than their first game exit. And
yeah, as long as they keep trying, I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh God. We're really gonna. We've not just beat the horse to death. We've brought it back to life to continue to beat it at this point. With that joke, but yeah, no, I think a little bit of a better finish for them this time around, and hopefully they can continue to improve. Meanwhile, Jan bringing one member back online. It seems only missing Miri Vigil here. That linchpin Celeste. I'd like to see a little bit more. A little better of a grand finale usage coming out of Miri Vigil, because when Miri actually is on with that Celeste, it can be incredibly influential. So I'd love to see that shift here. I'd love to see them find their stride. PSM, however, looking good, looking recovered, but not interested in tangoing with 10 just yet.
The lava baron will soon appear.
Yeah, all teams sitting here waiting for the next circle, waiting for an angle. Everyone slowed down their play. It's like they all got the same memo at the same time and decided to take a breather. But that breather is over. COF caught out here by PSM. 2 members eliminated, barely still in the game. 10 trying to pick the bones of that fight, giving COF a way to escape, while now the 2 juggernauts are fighting, PSN and 10. Big ult from Ralph, but has to teleport away. Most people on PSM, pretty healthy. They're putting in a little bit of healing, repairing that armor, getting themselves ready, while 10 sits on an E platform looking for another angle. Are they going to push in, or are they going to circle around for a bigger macro play?
I loved that from PSM. That looked really bad for them for a second when Ralph, RTK on the Shiv, ulting that very tiny little platform. They all ran away in different directions, and I thought for a moment this is surely when it falls apart and they get picked off one at a time. But no, they immediately corrected. They all immediately ran in the same direction. I can hear the comms right now. North, 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 north. Everyone swerved back up. They regrouped and coalesced. So good team play from them there. Pon's doing what he can to stay alive, but I don't think he's long for this world, and that is indeed the case, as SWT are put in a really uncomfortable position. Speaking of an uncomfortable position, BGI taking Jang for a little trip there, but he's not long for this world either. Only Sunfish remaining for SWT, as they're getting picked apart by effectively every remaining team in the lobby is taking a little piece out of SWT. A little piece of Sunfish, a little piece of BGI, and a little piece of Pons, as they are unfortunately eliminated here in a 5th place finish, but I think they can be happy with that, as that was a really tough way to go, Poncho.
Yeah, it was they had nowhere safe to be. Sunfish thought for a second he might have escaped, but instead ran into the willing arms of the entire team of PSM. But speaking of people refusing to go down without a fight, COF getting a res down here on the south end before the storm cuts off that res option. Now they do have 10 to their north, and so it's going to be hard for them to get into the circle safely here, while all 3 members of 10 are just waiting, just saying, come on this way, come on, we want to fight, let's do it.
Yes, indeed. And we have seen COF do some, kind of hero plays in the past. Rakdos on that Luna is very influential, and we're seeing, I believe on COF it was Nardicus, who was on Myth yesterday, now playing a lot more Carbide. So I'm liking the adjustment. I think that fits what they're trying to do with their composition a little more. And we'll have to see how far they can take it here. It's a 4th place finish at the bare minimum for them. And, I think they'd be happy with that, considering how these lobbies went yesterday and earlier. So, but we'll have to wait and see here as COF and Jan greet each other a little bit. Rakdos scouting for information. And it seems like Jan are a little unhappy with that.
No, Rakdos in a pretty tough spot here. Kind of nowhere safe to go. Being pressured by Jan.
Yeah. Why he's up
It's
here.
hard to say. Yeah, his scouting mission has gone really poorly all of a sudden. He's run out of space. He's stuck.
Not anymore.
No. Comfortably down into the abyss.
The caster curse so real.
Yeah, it's so real. I mean, he looked comfortable for a second there. I'm just gonna chill here. I'm gonna Luna over Abyss. And suddenly he wasn't over the abyss, he was under it. That's tough. And I'm kind of unsure what the game plan there. I mean, it's very obvious, right? Scout for information, scout for the positioning of the teams. But yeah, I think he had that information, and there was the time to get out, and unfortunately, he did not find that escape. But unperturbed, Rakdos returns. It never happened. Rumors of his death were greatly exaggerated.
It was all strategic. It was part of the plan. They knew they had that pocket res and they used it to get him back up. But now PSM trying to put pressure into Jan, pushing them out of circle towards the storm. They're gonna have to swing around this massive bit of abyss. Krillo running directly into Narticus from COF, yep. putting some pressure in. Narticus not wanting to fight that, knowing that if you see one member of Jan, the other two are nearby, and so pulls up to reconvene with his team. And now COF out of position. 10 notices it, pushes in. We got a cannonball from Total Noob, sitting Rakdos low. Rakdos is so low, but there's fights happening all over the place. Jan and PSM fighting over here. COF finds a little bit of safety, but they're hurting over the abyss, burning. They're out of fuel. They gotta get to land, and one of them gets spiked down. Chinese Spy getting a nice little clean kill there. Meanwhile, Jang from Jan in trouble. Everyone's looking his way. PSM Ponyboy gets the kill. The two remaining members of COF trying to find a little bit of safety, but they don't have anywhere to go. Dictator takes out Main Jam, and now Rakdos in the sights of Dictator, who hits the railgun shot. Ralph right nearby, and boom, COF eliminated. Now there's only 3 teams remaining. One trying to get a res, but they can't quite do it. Jan, only Krillo remaining, I believe.
Yeah, Krillo is going to want to bide his time here and let PSM and 10 sort this out and try to get that second place here. Not really in a good position to get his team back in. Even if he is able to move north, PSM are going to want to find Jan and eliminate Krillo to make sure that they can guarantee at least a second place finish, as they are on the back foot, missing a member here in the form of not Chinese Spy, and I believe Stealth Ninja is still online, and I'm drawing a blank on their third member now. However, 10 looking very, very healthy, very willing to fight here, trying to find that kill onto Krillo, but it seems like it might be Krillo who finds the kill onto Chinese Spy. If he can get there, that could be huge. 1 minute on the crown, this would be his team back. He's eliminated, and that's gonna be a second place finish at bare minimum for PSM. If it can find a way back in, the res comes through, all 3 online, but half HP 10 are going to know. They're going to be coming. It's a very big ass, but the grab comes through from Stealth Ninja. The sun follows up. Can they convert a kill here? Not quite. Chinese Spy comes flying in to do some more. Trying to commit the shift ult here, not finding any damage just yet, nothing meaningful, but TNN kind of out of sorts here, a little bit out of position, but looking comfortable to take the fight here. Meanwhile, on the side, Ponyboy, Stealth Ninja trying to keep RTK and the Dictator at bay. Chinese Spy trying to convert this one onto TNN, but TNN refusing to fall. Ponyboy being dropped dangerously low. Ralph looking to find a way in. RTK doing what he can. Dylan with the railgun, not going to find Stealth Ninja this time, but the ultimate will be committed now on the side of RTK. Their shiv now. Ultimate is down, trying to find an engage in here, and TNN do. They find one onto Stealth Ninja, and it's going to be Chinese Spy going on down in the wings. 2 remaining for PSM. Ponyboy going for absolutely huge. We'll be able to find one onto Dylan in a 1v2 situation now. Both of these members of 10 looking very, very healthy. The res will be coming through. Only Stealth Ninja remaining with a minute 20 on the crown and everything to play for.
Insane movement by PSM that entire fight. They did such a good job trying to find an angle. They got members of 10 so low, managed to take out one of them, but at the cost of 2 of them. And now Stealth Ninja in an impossible situation, fighting all 3 members of 10 over the abyss, and he is eliminated. That is a round for 10. PSM managed to steal the victory from them in game 1. 10 was not gonna let it happen a second time. Now they are both 1 for 1.
10 o'clock somewhere.
It's 10 o'clock somewhere.
Yes, indeed. 10 looking very strong. Not as a dominant performance, I would say. I think people giving them a little more space and not being as excited to fight them. But with these red armors, the full builds, looking very, very good. And closing the game out, as they probably should have in game 1. And PSM with still really, really strong performance. They should be happy with that second place. And good KP. I want to circle back for a second onto Rakdos. I think I'm kind of understanding what happened there. Rakdos just came back from a revive, and they had no map intel on where anyone was. And they were just like, Rakdos, go scout, and if you die, you die. We have another beacon. We'll bring you back, but at least we'll have the information now. And I honestly, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
It's like I said, it was strategic.
It was.
They knew what they wanted to do.
This is strategic.
Oh, shout out to COF though. They got a pretty good placement there. Jan also managing to get 3rd place, and PSM and 10 looking like the 2 teams to beat in this lobby. We have one more game with this lobby, I believe, and then things are going to get shuffled around a little bit.
Shout out to Sunfish on SWT for keeping his team in this one for as long as he did. That was a task.
Yeah. There was all sorts of stickiness in those final moments where teams refused to go down. Really fighting tooth and nail for the best possible placement, despite being at a disadvantage, despite being below armor or below level with bad armor. They still found angles to play, and I mean, a couple things go just slightly differently, and that like top 5 situation completely flips around with different teams in high and low positions.
It really does come down to just 1 or 2 kills swinging a different direction, and the lobby is completely shaken up. So a very competitive lobby from the lowest, from the teams that are the lowest performing even to the highest performing. I think everyone has a really good chance of coming out on top if maybe slightly different positioning, decision making, and they can get it done. But I want to toss it over to Zik. Anything you'd like to share? Anything that stood out for you in this one?
Dude, it's actually so cool just like observing and listening to someone cast instead of me having to like do it all. Like I've never actually observed with someone else casting. If I'm observing, I'm usually casting as well. You guys are killing it, man. It's just so fun to watch.
It's fun to do.
But for me, dude, thank you. The COF, man. So these guys were really struggling yesterday, and I really like COF because they're a brand new squad. They're like, they're like gold players. They're not like, and they're getting, better and better, but like they are, nowhere near like the skill level, but they're like not afraid to try, and that's like so cool to see. And they're never discouraged. They literally scrimmed the last like 3-4 days during this week, and they, are constantly coming up against the best squads. Like yesterday, they're in the lobby with BAP and 10 like most of the day, and just like refusing to give up. And we see it that game, making it all the way toward the end here. It's just like really refreshing. And yeah, so these are like my fan favorites here. COF, really rooting for them. I think scaling up to 4th that game.
Yeah. This is a solid 4th place finish. With it is unfortunate that the positioning that they found was literally the abyss, because they had nowhere to stand towards the end there. But you could see that there was a definitive game plan, right? Scout with Rakdos, move up to the shop, try to take the southern, and then move into the north end to get into circle. And unfortunately, they were cut off by, I believe, a rotating Jan, and that kind of eventually spelled their doom. But it's not like they were lost. You know what I'm saying? It seems like they had a plan, and that's what I like to see. Regardless of skill level, they're thinking and playing with intention, and I find that to be incredibly important if you ever want to find success.
Yeah, and they're definitely showing up. And you're saying that this is COF we're talking about, right? Rakdos?
Yeah.
Rakdos is made some insane hero plays on that Aluna. Like yesterday, we saw some amazing things out of that team. They are fighters, and I respect the hell out of it.
Dude, I love that shout too. Rakdos, my favorite bunny out here, actually has been just training the hunter so hard, and used to be a gold player, but has really been scaling up. Definitely, like starting to climb the ranks, and it's like really cool to see that sort of stuff like coming to fruition in competitive play. And yeah, so eyes on COF here, see if they can rank up again to a good final placement. We are diving into game 3, boys. It is going to be Final Destination. What do you guys think about this storm shift?
Why don't you take this one, Poncho? Yeah.
So I feel like in the ranked environment that I exist in, it almost never feels like we're playing a macro that's important enough to
That's
be
fair.
able
That's
to,
very
like,
fair.
super advantage, unless I'm like stacking with some friends, in which case we can make some really smart plays, like, oh, we know where it's gonna go, let's play towards this area. But when watching it happen in at this level of play, in the scrims, in these tournaments, you see people kind of like that moment where they all kind of slowed down last game, and they all like were kind of deciding what they wanted to do next. Everyone took a breath and were looking for the next angle. I feel like what happens is you can start making a game plan from day one on what your pathing is going to be. and where you want to play for, right?
Yep.
So you can be like, oh, cool. We have this ability damage or primary fire damage over there in Mage Bog. If we go for that, we're gonna then migrate to the left. That's our plan, right? Like those kinds of things where you know where you're going, and so you can plan your farm path accordingly. Being like, okay, by day 2, we'll be at Heart or we'll be at Iron Acres. We can grab that farm, contest these things, those kinds of things. And I think these players in this lobby, they're playing chess while I'm playing checkers.
Love that. Well, let's go, boys. Diving into game 3. Take it away.
Don Caps with our gold armor here. We're going to see 2 teams immediately contesting that. It looks like it might be PSM and either SVA or Jan. Going to be heading over there to contest the gold armor on Don. 10 choosing to go to Mage Bog this time. A little swampy swamp place, and it is indeed Jan and PSM choosing to have a little bit of a tango, a little bit of a tizzy over this gold armor here. To the bottom left, we got Stealth Ninja and Ponyboy going at it, but the top left, we got Chinese Spy, Miri Visual. Chinese Spy gonna get the better of Miri this time, hitting that level 2. Jan coming here to help out and try to trade this one back, but Chinese Spy not really giving him the opportunity.
Chinese Spy managed to give gold armor to Jang there, popped the gold armor but didn't pick it up, and now Jang pushing in with that advantage, but a little overzealous, gets stunned by Stealth Ninja and taken out, gifting that gold armor right back. But TRI, fearless, pushing in, sees a low health Chinese Spy, wants to get it, but is unable to find the angle, and now they're getting buffeted back by the entire breadth of PSM, and what a dunk, Ponyboy taking Kezi out, and Shaco pulling down to the south, R12 against Stealth Ninja and Chinese Spy, trying to find a little bit of safety, using Stealth Ninja perfectly positioned with the anomaly, but it's not enough. R12 stands his ground and fires down on Stealth Ninja.
Go kill Chinese Spy!
Oh no! Chinese Spy. Oh, Shacomancer coming in for the rescue. Shacomancer saving R12.
TRI. Chinese Spy is low. You're at half health. R12, kill this guy. Let's see the urgency. I want to see the killer instinct. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. TRI. Get in there and hit someone. You have advantage. Play it up. I like that. I need them to realize that advantage a little bit quicker, a little sooner. I kind of want to unpack that fight a little bit here for a second, Poncho. As on that engage, Stealth Ninja actually hits a huge slam onto R12 that sends him halfway down, and then R12 chooses to kind of just shift south, feeling like he doesn't have a safe way in, and he was effectively not a part of that fight for the majority of the time, leaving TRI in a 3v2. And then he finally gets himself involved, and we see that turn. I think if we can see a little bit more unity, a little bit more kind of like decisive shot calling, we can see TRI start taking it to these bigger teams, because that was PSM, and they won for now.
And they're looking kind of decent here. They have them low, but actually, wait, is Kezi last? No, Kezi is not last.
No. Yeah,
so
they have one out.
PSM manages to get their feet back underneath them and lays claim to Don Caps. It was a Pyrrhic victory, but they pulled it off, and they got the gold armor, they got Don Caps, and R12, with his consolation prize of 1 gold armor, is going to res his team here nearby Mage Bog.
But I hope they watch that back and see that they have a big opportunity there to just fully elim PSM, and that they, trust themselves a little bit more, because they actually played that really, really well, and they recovered that initial bad engage very skillfully, and I think they should continue to play to their strengths. Meanwhile, playing to your strengths is 10 here, absolutely assaulting BGI just outside of the farm here. And speaking of the farm, Pons has also bought it, as 10 showing everyone why they're the top team in this lobby, picking up 2 quick kills here. And SWT Sunfish, the last remaining member, consistently playing out and keeping his team in this one. It's SQ Squad, meanwhile, flying over the wall here, and they want in on 10. They're going to get some decent damage onto Dylan here. Narrowly avoiding death here. Squall looking pretty good in this fight, but unfortunately, Goroy will be first to fall. Now having to have a member play out here, as Aerodenef is very likely going to, follow his teammate in suit here and fall. But Squall should be able to recover, having a member immediately start playing out the moment that started going south. A skill that every team needs to develop if you want to make it somewhere.
I love the style of engage there, but I'll talk about it here in a second, because COF going in, fighting TBM here. Main Jam snagging that heal from his Luna. They're poking COF at a disadvantage here with just the white armor, but it's not such a big disadvantage that they can't quite press it. They do have ults online at level 7, and TBM has none. They're poking back and forth, but it looks like neither team's really gonna full commit to that yet. They're seeing what they can do, but no one wants to give the first kill in that engage.
No, indeed, and yeah, that TBM comp can be a tough nut to crack with the form of the Tetra and the oath. Speaking of the oath, the Abyssal Breaker will be committed here, and that's going to be Main Jam being dropped dangerously low. Rakdos likely not having heal up just yet. There it is, going to get Main Jam healed up. Narticus up to the north here, might fall to Kimchi if Kimchi can find the skill shot. Meanwhile, PSM coming in, waiting in the wings, will be able to find Main Jam here. He should get converted. That's some happy feet there. He's dodging just about anything, moving around the rock here, but he's only delaying the inevitable. Please don't make me look back at bad PSM as they do clean up Main Jam. Unfortunately, he will be going down there for COF, but I do think, yes, they did have a player playing out, so they're still in this one for the time being. Gonna have to be in recovery mode, however.
An enemy oracle is scanning.
So cast our mind back like 3 fights ago. The thing I was gonna point out was that Squaw in Ion Acres used the Tetra wall to hop over the Ion Acres barrier for that engage on 10. I love the aggression.
Really
I
cool
love
tech.
the
Yeah,
I love the tech. It was very, very clever. Bummer didn't go their way. Speaking of Bummer, that COF eliminated off screen while one member of TBM gets knocked into the abyss. The TBM now in danger, only one member remaining. We got Spicy Kimchi.
Spicy Kimchi. Good food, making me hungry here.
Looking for a rest. Yeah, dang. What time is it? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock somewhere, right? As we shift on over to 10 o'clock, once again meeting their adversaries in Squaw. I don't think they're keen to let them out this time. Goroy gonna have to start playing out already. Arizanef doing what they can. Do big damage there, but immediately healed up as they are converted. And once more, Goroy playing out, keeping his team in this one. But if 10 keeps running them down like this, you have to imagine eventually it's gonna fall in their favor, and that'll be Squaw going out. But for now, biding their time as we see PSM picking up 2 on the side of SVA. 10 teams are remaining. Make that 9.
Unfortunately, SVA taken out. Yeah. But here's the hunt. 10 is still chasing Squaw, manages to finish off that kill. Goroy was not given an opportunity to get the team back in. That's 2 teams taken out here as we're moving on to near the end of this night, surely. As 10 looking strong, PSM looking strong. But Try still in the game from that initial fight, and they look like they probably have reset pretty good. Oof. Oh,
TBM
nice
will find the res, but they also find HYD. HYD doing what they can to push them back here and establish some form of line of scrimmage. TRI coming in from the south, level 9, a singular gold armor to their name. Looking like they can go for a scrap here. HYD would be a good team for them to try to test their chops on. That grab from Despy, gonna narrowly miss, surging forward. Might have looked for a slam there, but thought better of it. Kezi firing away those fiery rocks of death, putting up the wall and trying to find a little something, but HYD not interested in giving them anything right about now. TRI surging forward, wanting to find a little bit more. Right, okay, separate from the team here. TRI recognizing that, sending 2 after him, R12 and Shaco, trying to get onto the likes of right, okay, but a huge Donkey Tonk comes in and decent damage will be done to right, okay, being dropped dangerously low now. Shaco Mancer is inside the full team of HYD, though he could be in a bad spot. Finally, TRI arrives in force, doing some decent damage here. We'll be able to convert 1 on the side of R right, okay. Shaco Mancer still dangerously, though. The railgun will be landing, but it's not going to be nothing to be concerned about just for now. But speaking of some cause for concern, it's SWT waiting here in the east. Might be looking to aggress onto either HYD or their dueling compatriots, but nothing doing there. And Rat back online. Love to see it.
Amazing play by Try, noticing that opportunity there. They knew that that was a fight that they could win. The Try has taken 2 really good engages, and they are actually impressing me greatly in this game. But PSM taking out the 2 members of Hyde. Hyde is actually still in, not 2 remaining members. But PSM now coming in, cleaning up those scrappy fighters that we were talking about just now. SWT, Pawns in trouble. We got the Tonk trying to get the escape. BGI in trouble as the rest of PSM pushes in. 2 members of SWT taken down, 1 playing out to keep the team alive. And PSM, red armors, gold armors. You gotta like how they're looking here. They are strong.
Very strong. I have to talk about the survivability of SWT, how they consistently, I don't want to say they consistently lose. They're scrappy, they trade, they do take kills in their fights as well. They make a good showing, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to go their way very often. But Sunfish is always incredibly cognizant of when a fight isn't going his way, and he's immediately out. I have to wonder if maybe he's out a little too soon sometimes. I can't say I've been watching close enough. It's something for them to watch and kind of, watch the VOD back and adjust. But I'm liking how this team is consistently keeping themselves in the game, despite fights not going their way too often. And when they do go their way, BGI and Sunfish are a really big part of it, letting Pawns be that artillery in the backline. They're going to have to be a big part of it again as TRI have something else to say. Kezi committing the wall, committing the ultimate. Here comes the Tonk. It's a big one, sending BGI, his fellow Bebo, into the abyss and into death. Pawns doing what he can to stay alive, but you have to imagine it won't last much longer. Shacklemancer on top of him now. Sunfish already thinking of playing out. He wants in, actually, getting himself in there in that 1v3. He's had enough. I'm getting in there. I'm going for the kill. And unfortunately, the tables are turned. And that is SWT heading on out. And meanwhile, Gab also went out off screen.
PSM down almost two members here. Now it is officially two. Ponyboy having to play out there. 10 coming down, pinching them between 10 and TPM. Ponyboy not allowed to get that res, and 10 was not about to let that happen for free. Suddenly, PSM in a really tough spot. And 10 looking at TBM saying, you don't look very strong. I think we can take you down. And manages to take out Spicy Kimchi. TBM, who's been on the run for so much of this game, tries to get this res, but they're not allowed to do it. Oh, the oath. Asunders over the abyss running for his life, but 10, all of these power-ups, all these amazing perks, great armor, they are not going to let you get away. TBM eliminated a healthy showing, but 10 is just too strong right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the wall from Ponyboy. That's, you know, that's a good bit. I mean, it's not, is it? If it's not, I mean, it's not even dumb. I was gonna say, if it's dumb and it works, is it dumb? But no, it's not even dumb. It's a great use of the wall, and he secures the res for PSM, getting themselves back in there. I do want to touch on TBM. They're, you know, kind of getting a bit rolled. And I also want to correct something I said earlier. I said Asunders was a great KP player, but I need to correct myself. He's actually a great oath player. When he gets rolling, he's actually a really, really good space creator for his team. It's somebody that I've seen before, I believe, in the Moonlit Battleground Academy. And he's somebody, you know, we will watch your career with great interest, Asunders. And going forward in the future here, but you know, a tough showing there, but you know, there's always a few more games tonight. You can always bring it back around as we take a look at a team that is indeed bringing it back around after a little bit tougher early game. Is Hyde getting back in, but speaking of a team that needs to get back in, it's Kezi needs to get the heck out, and unfortunately can't get out in time here. Is Try are down one. Shacklemancer and R12 looking very healthy and controlling this edge here, and PSM respecting the control that a Ghost and a Bebo have on an edge guard, choosing not to engage just yet.
PSM, they want to take this fight. They think they have the hands. They don't have the armor, though. Will it go their way as they push in, commit to this fight? Lair utility all over Shacomancer. Suddenly, one member, R12 tries to find a way out, but just like that, Try, they had such a good showing. They made such good plays. They took good fights, but at the end of the day, PSM wanted to go all in, and they pulled it off, and now they're sitting with their gold armor back on them.
I want to talk about how they waited for nighttime so that they could approach with the cover of darkness and not be spotted out very quickly. That was a really smart move off of PSM, but we're going to have to hold that thought as 10, PSM, and Rat get involved. Only High remaining here. 10 wants to close us out. 10 wants the kill participation. TNN chasing there to the north. Meanwhile, Stealth Ninja for PSM doing what he can, but he'll get committed to the Abyss as well as the other remaining members of PSM exit. But High going to find one on 10 here. Right, okay. Doing a little chunk of damage here, but nothing too committal on either end. Nobody looking to engage just yet. I think 10 are waiting for those cooldowns to come back up and are happy to just farm in.
The levels on 10 here. We got level 13s and 14s. Hyde sitting here with broken armor level. A moment ago, they were all level 10. This is such a tough spot for Hyde to be in. 10 feels super confident, but maybe that confidence will be their undoing. Dictator caught out there with a stun, but the red armor managing to keep him alive. Despy in trouble, taken down. Now 2 members of Hyde fighting over here against Ralph. Make that one as Ralph takes one and is quickly about to dispatch right, okay. Hyde, they put up a good fight. It was an uphill battle and 10 did not give them an inch. Dictator using that, loving that red armor, keeping him alive in that hook, that KP hook.
Yeah.
Anyone else with worse armor would have been dead there, but
100%.
they farmed their way into strength and they get to take those fights and let those dangerous situations unravel. And Rat, look at them, they're sticking to their name.
It's true, and High's keeping him in here, and you know what? I can't begrudge him that. A third place finish or second place finish is the second place finish, right? You know, in Hyde's case, it's a case of you can do everything right and still lose. You know, they layered the CC correctly. Speaking of doing everything right, it's Ponyboy trying to keep himself and his team in here as 10 just unable to make a mistake, committing PSM to the abyss. Only Chinese Spy remaining here, trying to keep his team alive in this one. Rat more than happy to slip by high, trying to keep his team alive as well to find a second place here. But Chinese Spy, you have to imagine 10 are going to want to close this out. This is the team you do not want to let back into this match. If there's anyone that fits that description, it is PSM and the likes of Chinese Spy, and they will find and close it out, which confirms that Rats will at bare minimum be taking a nice second place finish. I don't want to say they ratted their way into it, but doing what he can, finds himself on the train in an impossible situation, trying to find a Reds if he can, and it's going to be the Storm and the damage of RTK that immediately converts it to yet another 10 win. 10 now with back-to-back wins going up. But yeah, I want to go full circle for a second on Hyde. They did everything right, and it's like you said, that red armor on Dylan, keeping him alive. And I want to touch on the immediate napalm. In that split second you get after the KP hook where you can take an action, Dylan playing it perfectly to preserve his life.
Yeah. If that napalm doesn't come through, then
he's still dead. Even with
the red armor,
yeah,
the red armor doesn't save you. But they had to disengage from that fight, and it immediately turned the tables. So yeah, sure, Dylan was really, really low, but the two members that were the two members of Hyde that were on him, stuck in that napalm for a couple seconds, suddenly looked really juicy for the rest of Dylan's team to come in and clean them up.
Yes, indeed. But a good showing from Hyde nonetheless, and a great showing from Rat to find himself a second place finish against all odds. You know, it's not about how you get there. It's that you get there, right? So that's going to be points that they're happy to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was the right play for them in that moment through and through. You have PSM and 10, like we were pointing out, good armor, good levels, everything, right? And at that moment, Rat's only play is to play for position. And maybe eventually we saw they found a safe path to a crown, but at that point the fight between 10 and PSM had gotten so heated there was just not going to be enough time on that crown for them to pop.
No, yeah, unfortunately. Their fate was sealed, and speaking of a fate that was sealed, was Squaw kind of in the early game. I like the swagger with which they approached 10 over the wall of Iron Acres and took a pretty good fight, a good showing of themselves. But it kind of felt to me like 10 took that personally and chased them around the map for the rest of the round here, and ensured that they were eventually eliminated after 3 different scraps. But I like the energy that Squaw is showing. Squaws to me has always been a squad that is unafraid to fight, either to their detriment or their success, and I can do nothing but appreciate that as an onlooker and a caster. Yeah, so good showing from them.
Yeah, and I think at this point we're going to be shuffling the lobbies up. We're going to be seeing different teams here, and I think we're saying goodbye to Try, and that makes me a little bit sad because I feel like over the course of today we've seen them really kind of like grow into the space. They're taking good fights, they're finding good engages, they're using interesting tech. I'm kind of like rooting for them now. Like Try is like kind of my dark horse team. I think they have a lot of really, really good ideas, and they kind of like they have the hands to back it up. They can win some of those fights. They know when they're strong and when they're not, and I like it. I like the way they play.
Yeah, I can't help but like them, and I was kind of yelling them a little bit there at the start of the match to like get in there and hit them, because they did have a clear and definite advantage and a path to victory and power in the killing of a couple of PSM members. And I'd like to see them I don't know what the issue was there. It seemed like there's a little bit of hesitation or miscommunication, but I'd like to see them trust themselves a little bit more. They definitely do have the skill in the hands to go up and hip check another team and take something off of them. So I hope that they kind of take that to heart here, and I think they're growing. We can see them actively growing mid-tournament, and it's a nice thing to see. But I want to toss it over to Zik, see if you have anything that you've noticed, anything that stood out to you.
I'm honestly like, it's just like I expected 10 to kind of dominate this lobby, and they are, but there's honestly more contest than I expected. Obviously they win that game, but specifically PSM continuing to kind of impress me, because these guys all individual skilled players in their own right, but coming together, like have actually been putting together some really nice performances. I'm super sad I missed COF on their way out. Rakdos had a double root. I saw it in the kill feed and died right after. So he very likely like hit like a double abyss root, killed 2, but third was still alive and he went down. Unfortunately didn't catch that, but One team that I want to see, you know, a couple teams, HYD and Jan. I think both these teams have the sort of like skill and vigor to contest a team like 10. And we've seen, you know, moments where they can do that. But, you know, I think if they can kind of put things together and maybe mixing up the bottom half of the lobby is gonna affect that. But okay, so lobby A just finished, guys. So from here until probably the end, I'm going to be stepping off the analyst desk because I'm also going to have to be running the lobby. So I'm going to have to watch live production chat. I can't be monologuing like an idiot like right now. So we are going to take a quick break, guys. Casters as well. So if you guys need to take a bio or anything, I'm going to jump in the other lobby, but we will be back in a few minutes here and we will be diving in with the other half of the teams.
All
Okay.
right, sounds good.
Fantastic.
I think I'm good to send it to a break punch. I'm gonna go get some water, stretch my legs for a moment, have a little walk, and we'll be back soon.
All right, looking forward to it.
All right, let's do it. I am back.
I am as well.
How are we looking? A little bit of a break here, I think.
Yeah. I want to see what teams are coming in. Oh, I see LC. I see TLD. I see BAP. Oh, is it a full lobby shuffle? It's a full lobby shuffle, huh?
It certainly is.
these are
Yeah,
all
there's
new
not a
teams.
single remaining team. Yeah, that we had.
So these are the teams that were in lobby 1. So basically, lobby 1 and lobby 2 are swapping streams. That way, all teams get a chance to be featured
right.
on both streams. I think.
I think it's just the team names that are wrong because I'm seeing COF, Main Jam, Narcus, Rakdos. I am seeing High, Second Doctor. That's a Rat. Yeah, that's Rat. And then we've got the likes of Gav with Atlas Dylan and Bart Bat. Goroy, which is Squaw. Shaco, which is TRI. We might see a little more TRI.
Okay. So we're looking
Couple
at
of
we're
these
looking
are
probably
right.
at a different lobby.
Yes.
And we just need to change the names to accommodate the new people we're bringing in with us.
Correct. Yeah,
Got
CMT
it,
is
okay.
here, Tyne is here, BAP, TLD, this will be good. PHY is here. Well, no, that's a Sunders Bugliano and Spicy Kimchi. So that's going to be, their acronym eludes me. It's a TBM? I believe it's TBM. Yeah. But still,
Okay.
good lineup of teams here. I'm excited to see TLD and BAP. I've not had the pleasure to see them play yet.
Right. Yeah. And
looking forward to it.
also excited to see CMT in again. CMT and Ban and LC, all three of those teams standout performers from yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see how they're doing. I wonder, there's no way that there's a post anywhere about how everyone's doing, right? That's all gonna happen later. Scores are not ready yet. Leaderboard updated. Oh, I'm looking for it. I want to see. I want to see where the leaderboard is.
Would be nice.
I'm back, my friends.
Doing some scouting.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Might be that the leaderboard is ready but not actually posted. Looks like we got the green light that the leaderboard is on the way.
Gotcha. Good.
Oh, I gotta
So you might be
change
able
these
to-
team names. I gotta make sure I change
be able
these
to
team
see-
names real quick.
Yeah.
Afro Gloria, CMT. This is part 2. We're in lobby A now, right? So TBM is a Sunders. Where's the Sunders at? Is this TBM? Squaw is Selfie. Or did they not have Selfie today, you said? Who am I
Yeah, it
looking
looks
for
like
here?
they didn't have Selfie.
It's
was
gonna
a different
be
name.
Selfie, Goroy, Dylan. Where's Goroy at? Right here is Selfie, or is this is Squaw, SQA. Then we have Gav, Dylan is Birds. This is Gav.
And then Kezi R12 Shaco should be TRI. Over there where it says NRN.
Thank you. Try.
And DLV should be changed
Rat.
to Rat, R-A-T. It's next to LC.
I'm blind.
Down-
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rat, and
That's
then
the
one
one.
more. COF is Rakdos' team. Let's go.
COF. Yeah.
CF.
There you go.
Boom.
All right, looking good. Wait, that's not Squaw. Who is that?
That should be Squall. I think they just have a sub.
Oh, they have subs.
For
Okay, I'm sitting there.
Aerodinef.
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
think
like,
Selfie changed his name to DTF. Is that what happened there? I don't know if we can confirm that or not. But
they're sitting here.
they either have
tricking
2
us.
subs or Selfie changed his name. I'm not sure.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, we have our teams properly identified here. So we are holding on to some of them. I was saying I thought we were saying goodbye to Tribe, but we actually get the privilege of getting to watch them the whole way through. I'm actually really excited about that. I want to see how they do with these new teams rolling in with TLD, BAP, TYN, CMT, Ban, LC, Ban and LC. Man, I was enjoying watching LC a lot yesterday. It's gonna be great.
Yes, indeed.
And
So
I'm
jet ski
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not having a trauma response to seeing Height's name in a lobby. It's fine.
Oh, time. Luke Avari, much as an Afro, is another.
Oh,
How did I miss that? That's a massive roster too.
yeah, Afro wasn't there before, so it was Lucavario and Muches, but I didn't. Afro wasn't in yet, so that team is that
Another
team's a lot
stacked
like
roster, yeah.
PSM, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
you just see 3 names and you're like, oh no.
We've got 3 teams of that nature in this lobby, I would say.
Yeah.
And then a couple of
Absolutely.
teams that are absolutely no slouches either, like in the form of Ban, LC, CMT. This is a very competitive lobby, actually. The closer I look, the scarier it gets.
I'm intimidated and I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
This is gonna be heated. This is gonna be an intense one for sure.
I'll never forget Height running me down my very first Abyssal Cup, chasing me down and coming for everything that I own. And I beat him that one time. Yes. Did I ever beat him again? No. Height kicked my, can't say that word on live right now, every single time. So, definitely a terrifying player to run into, especially when the lights are off. It's not a good time.
Yeah.
We'll see if he's at the height of his game today, and we'll hope he is.
Yes, I think it was a rite of passage in like the later half of the beta. If you played like late at night, it was the
height show.
The height show, yeah. And like, and whenever like whenever I got on his team, I remember there was once I think I was like streaming to a Discord call with some friends, and they were watching. They were not familiar with Height's game, and they're like, "What is your brawl doing?" And I'm like, "He's winning the game by himself, guys." I'm just trying to keep up. I'm just trying to keep up, and I'm just watching the mini map, like watching him get kills while I'm still 2 POIs to the west trying to get to him. This is before recalls, of course. Back in my day, you couldn't recall the Height. You had to try and catch up on foot.
No, yeah, you couldn't, and good luck, because by the time you caught up to him, he'd already wiped 2 other teams. And then another member on that roster that I would like to talk about is Shrekel Jordan in the form of Pine, who is honestly one of my favorite guys to watch. I personally enjoy a little bit of Shrike. I am a Celeste main at heart, but I do enjoy myself a little bit of Shrike, and the way that he makes that character looks, it's bad for my heart. It's bad for new players of the game, because they're like, see, Shrike is totally viable. Look at Pine. Pine does it all the time. And then we convince ourselves of these things when in fact it is just Pine, who is incredibly special. Of course, there are definitely other good Shrike players out there, no doubt about that. But he makes the character look good, and it's something that you can't discount.
Yeah, just hit every shot, and then you win.
And you win. Yeah, and talking about star power and people making characters look good, you've got Protofo on Bebo, who, if you leave him to his own devices, will absolutely frustrate you and end up batting you to death. I've seen him do it before. He's done it to me, and it's always somebody that you have to keep your eye on, because he'll surprise you. Very, very SVA energy. He'll just come up there out of nowhere, and suddenly your team's dead. You've been tonked, and he's laughing at you. So, and it's a good time.
Protofo on the Bebo is like the anti-lemur. Every time lemur is doing a majestic hover wing, fly in off screen, just a little baseball bat just smacks it away. It's like this glorious little, this amazingly beautiful, elegant, glorious, graceful ult from lemur, perfectly lined up, and then a little guy with a baseball bat just says, "No, get away," and then lemur just gets bonked away, and it's all undone. It happened multiple times yesterday, and I bet we'll see it happen again today.
Yeah, my favorite is just when he baps the ult away, and then he's immediately talking out too. He's like, I'm leaving now. Like, he just gets in his car and drives away. Wants none of that.
A little bit of impulse to stop the engage, and then says goodbye.
Yes, indeed. Always fun to watch, but there's a lot of fun names in this lobby, and I can't wait to get started. I think we've just got a couple of more minutes.
I have confirmation, boys. It's 4:40, about 4 minutes. We're going.
All right, so 4 minutes away. In that case, Poncho, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. Prediction for game 1. Give me your 1, 2, 3.
My 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's so hard with these teams. Okay, well, let me think here. I haven't seen BAP play yet in this in this tournament, but I have seen them play before. I think, honestly, I'm saying we're going to go in. I'm going to assume that BAP's coming in with a chip on their shoulder. I think a lot of people were talking about TLD a lot yesterday, and I feel like BAP's probably, going to be taking that a little bit personally. So I'm going to put BAP at 1, TLD at 2, and then it's a question of who is going to be in 3rd there. You know what? I like LC for it. I think LC pulled out a lot of really, really great 3rd places yesterday, and I think they have what it takes to find a way to get into that 3-way scrap with TLD and BAP at the end. That's my totally informed and not made up prediction.
I like how you didn't take the easy route of just going, the obvious 1, 2, 3 of TLD, BAP, TYN of, these very strong teams. And I don't entirely disagree. I think there is a case for obviously BAP or TLD to take a first place. And I think if TYN get their, engines running, they're a very scary team too. But LC, like, I can't fully disagree. I feel like LC has been a really scrappy team. They've been a team that can get themselves into trouble and get themselves out of trouble. And then you've got the likes of CMT and Ban, which, while maybe haven't been like superstars, they've shown that they can get themselves in and they can get themselves out. They've got the likes of Pamu, Fire Dave, and he really did go with the Chinese characters. He really did that. There's song lyrics, by the way, for the folks at home. He chose to make his name song lyrics.
I believe
what, man? I'm not even going to say your name.
If you were so inclined, I believe that's Encore. That's going to be Pamu, Flame Dave, Encore. Okay.
It's Encore. Yeah, I know it's Encore.
Okay. Sorry. I see.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
I've been calling Dylan the dictator this whole time because I'm like, that's what I see on the screen. That's what I'm going to say.
Fantastic. But yes, that is Encore, a well-known player, well-known name around the house. Somebody, I had not realized that this was Pamu, Flame Dab, and Encore initially yesterday, but now that I know that their performance, the way they play, and the way they carry themselves absolutely makes sense and tracks. These guys are very skilled players. They're veterans. They've been around for a hot minute, and I'm excited to see them perform better. I'd love to see them beat the likes of TLD, BAP, and TYN and upset the natural order a little bit, so to speak.
Yeah, I feel like I've committed a cardinal sin by not putting the team with Luca Vario much as an afro in the top 3. But I'm assuming it's gonna
bite you in ranked games. They're gonna hunt you down.
I assume they're gonna be cannibalized before the top 3 is my guess. Everyone's gonna be picking them apart maybe. Not easier said than done, to be clear. They're not easy to take out, those players. I'm punching the air excited every time I get one of them on my team in ranked. I'm like, oh yes, this is gonna be a good one. I
get a little bit of Stormbreakers energy from EU from that lineup. It's a team that likes to get scrappy. It's a team that likes to get in and start punching things, and that that can end in typically one of two ways. You either start dominating a lobby, a la how 10 was in game 1 earlier today, or you get third partied, unfortunately, or fourth party. You bite off a little bit more than you can chew, and it's you end up getting eliminated out 6th, 7th place, and you get good KP. You do. You just have to hope that it's enough to get you through. So I think a little bit of measured aggression, and we'll see TYN do just fine. but only time will tell.
Real quick,
and
boys,
only the
quick-
drops can answer.
Sorry to interrupt you. Quick update from Fate Strikes in chat. We know that score was 2 wins TLD, 1 win LC the last 3 games. Just wanted to fill you guys in with that. Says was fairly close most games. So diving into game 4, but a whole new set with a whole new lobby. Let's go. KaiAims, the Jolly Poncho. Take us away.
Now that is not something I expected to hear. I did not I expected to hear a BAP win maybe or a TYM, but an LC win for game 3.
Yeah.
Upsets everything that I had in my mind. Now I don't know what to think.
They know. I knew it. I knew it. They showed up good yesterday. I'm telling you, you got to keep an eye on them.
They did.
They are not to be underestimated.
4 teams going for IMO. 5 teams going for IMO. I think.
Oh, it's gonna be a firefight.
TYN and TRI are getting things immediately underway. Lucavario being dropped dangerously low here will be converted. Afro gonna exit stage left. Doesn't want any more of that. Much is doing the same, moving down to the south. Meanwhile, Jetski getting himself out of dodge as BAP continues to control the center here. Spade's gonna make sure that this camp isn't claimed by Ban, but Protofo has something to say. He's gonna be taking it over himself on his lonesome here as we get started to a little bit of an exciting treat.
Hatchlings have spawned.
Oh my goodness, BAP getting that gold armor online. Micah mentioned run away with 1. Try, they're sitting here. They have an angle here. They could take on this fight with Ban. They could find a way to get a couple kills here, maybe even steal some gold armor, but they're running out of time. As this is happening down below, we have BAP who's farming and getting better positioning, and we have Try who now needs to find an angle. Oh, no, that wasn't them losing someone, right? Oh my goodness, Shagomancer went down. Oh, that is a tough one. Protofo.
Protofo's gonna spoil this.
Oh, the pillar is a paid actor taking that first Zeep. But Protofo was like, no, you do not get free res. And
Afro was still up there for TYN.
Yeah, I was about to point that out. I was like, TYN is still got a representative in the Imotech Industries. I don't know how that's gonna turn out for them, but that was a hectic fight. But no team eliminations. No one committed too hard. But Micah Munch, that's gold armor given to LC.
Sorry, I had a little bit of a sneeze there, but yeah, that is indeed Micah going down. Ban thinking better of this fight. LC happy to chase this one for a little bit. There's not a whole lot of farm right now near them, so happy to farm their enemies if there is a possibility to do so, and it does seem like they want to commit on glass over the abyss here. What a spike out of glass! Goodness gracious me. Jetski showing the moves. Glass sent down. That isn't a statement piece.
That was so clean by Jetski. Made it look easy. Just kind of flew over there, and it was like the dunk changes never happened. As Jetski manages to send glass down into the abyss. And now CMT sitting here in trouble against BAP with all their gold armors. They want to lay claim to Ion Acres. They want to get this kill. We got Fire David, Unpaid Intern, and the song name running away. Running away.
Doing what he can to stay alive. Meanwhile, FlameTap also in the rings here. Pine doing his trademark 360s as he tries to land the shot, but it'll only be the one with the most normal name, Unpaid Intern, I believe, Kamu, being picked up there by the side of BAP as the song lyrics and company managed to escape.
Look, you troll with your name, I troll it back, all right? That's how we're gonna do it.
That's right. Yeah, that is indeed Encore, with his impeccable sense of humor.
I like to think he appreciate it.
I hope so. I certainly hope so, because it is all in good fun, in good nature. TBM here kind of riding in on the train out of the storm, making their claim now to some territory here. Looking all right. A couple of white armors, some decent gear to their name, except for Bugliano, who's definitely going to want to pick up something very, very soon in the form of a relic, but they're looking okay for now. They got a little bit of farm themselves and some space to play with. Meanwhile, a team that doesn't have a whole lot of space to play with here might be BAP and Gav, Poncho. Here they come.
We got immediate engage there from height. They find one member of Gav out and then take them. Dylan taken down. Atlas and Bart pull him back. trying to find a way out of this. This is not a fight you want to take. This is, you got level 7 height with gold armor and the rest of BAP just barreling down on you, and you're down a man. You got to get out of there.
Lucavario's still level 2. Afro is still level 3. It's a
God.
poverty run for the side of TYN. This farm is worth double its weight in gold at this point for them, I'd say. Level 9 mobs absolutely going to push them forward here to try to get back in this one, but they're going to have to bide their time and hope that they can find the real estate to play with here to scale back in. BAP looking pretty good. I've not seen too much of TLD, but that is very normal of him. Meanwhile, Height getting himself involved has a lot of the enemy that he would like to get to know, and it's TBM just getting absolutely cleaned up. BAP is running a clinic. Their money is owed, and they have come to collect because they went at them like a loan shark that is owed money. Goodness gracious me. TBM was there in the second and gone the next.
The layered util there from BAP, I think it was you had the Shrike nade and the dunk from Height, and then the ult coming through as well, just to, like, in the blink of an eye, time to kill who, like, it's done, it's over, you're gone.
And here's TLD doing their patented farming, controlling objectives, coming in with double golds, coming in with a huge grand finale. We'll be able to find and convert one. Gonna be able to connect also on Demaglio. Dr. Demaglio trying to get himself out here. A good Zeph ult used to give him an escape. And a beautiful little piece of CC that secures his life. He would have otherwise been very likely dead to rights. That is the only reason he gets to walk away from that one, earning his life there. TLD will be able to pick up one quick kill, though. But if you looked at their items, double gold on Lemur, a single gold on, I believe, the likes of... I believe it was, I don't remember now, but it's very typical of them. CMT is going to be finding one onto Muches here. You know, Lod wants to get himself involved here. Yeah, Lod's going to be the one with that gold item. Looking to get in here from the south is TLD, having their eyes set onto CMT. Phenom feeling comfortable over the molten lava here. Seems like he might have a little bit of thermal suit on, but David got over the abyss here. Can Flame Dab get out? Song Lyrics waiting in the wings here to give him some help. That's the side of Encore here that I'm going to keep ragging on. Lod trying to take the space away from him, forcing them back even further.
TLD almost had 2 kills there. If a railgun was just a little bit more range, you could have gotten it, but instead it looks like CMT is going to be able to get away, just limp out of that fight. But Main Jam's going to... an amazing nade for Main Jam to give himself a moment of reprieve. But Lucavario comes right back in on the Soros and takes him out over the abyss. And TYN, what a bounce back from them from having such a weak beginning. They are now looking a little like they are hitting their stride.
Yes, indeed. What a grab onto his teammate there. Made that look fantastic. Unfortunately, Dylan and his birds might be committed here, but it's a big ultimate off the back of Atlas here that leaves Squaw hurting. Meanwhile, back comes soaring into the abyss. Height finds one onto Bartbats immediately. The Felix sent down to the abyss. Now back cleaning up on Squaw. Finding one, finding two. Can they find the third? Roy doing what he can to keep his team in this one, but it's Height over the abyss. It's Height in his element. It's Height on the chase. I believe he will be chasing. There's no way Height lets Goroy get away here, but Goroy's making the case for himself. Landing skill shot after skill shot. Don't count this guy out just yet. Pine joining the chase. Height still hot on his heels. Goroy doing what he can to stay alive. Finding the wind tunnels. Finding the moves. Trying to land the skill shot. Finding the little jellyfish over the abyss, using every single piece of utility he can to keep himself alive, but it is all for naught. As Song Lyrics brings back CMT.
CMT moving down now on this farm, but little do they know, right behind them, you have the entirety of BAP, who are refusing to slow down right now. They are not interested in farming minions. They're here to farm hunters as they run in and put the pressure in on CMT. Fire David having to pull off while Rat moves in. Rat actually looking pretty strong here with their blue armors. Will it be enough to make it so they can hold their own against BAP with all their gold?
Immediately catching sight of BAP and choosing to exit south. Nothing that they want there. TLD, however, definitely want this one. Going to be able to find one in the back of R12. That's Try losing a member. LC rotating out here, understanding that this might not be the position that they want to fight in, but Lods has a story to tell of his own. Wants a little bit of that, but TLD, the rest of the team, don't seem too keen on finding that one as they clean up Try. A kind of joint effort from the likes of TLD and LC, and Try is the victim of it. they will be exiting stage left as well. While Lucavario will be going down here. Poncho, it's a massacre everywhere we turn. People are dying. Much is doing what he can to stay alive here. Height surging forward. Oh my goodness. Much is giving case for himself though, forcing Height back.
Enemy Oracle
Height doing a little bit of healing. He's probably going to press forward into that fight. But up here in the north, LC putting the pressure in on CMT. Song Lyrics tries to get a little bit of invulnerability, unable to stay alive. And now Fire David's on the run. We got Toilet chasing after. Unable to close the gap. Fire David gets over the abyss and they decide to stop chasing. Meanwhile, chasing down here, we got Ban following Rat. One member of Rat getting a bunch of height off that twister. High managing to do a little bit of a snake away, losing one member of his team. He gets shot. Protofo coming in with the ult and gets the spike. And now Rat down to one remaining player. And that's a great showing by LC there.
Yes, indeed. High was very, very high there over that mountain, but not quite high enough. Protofo was able to find him and bring him back down to earth. Spades here on the chase of one of the Gav members. Atlas also being chased down by Pine. Creating a decent distance there, but one who won't be able to create enough distance is Bartbats, as he is once again converted. Afro waiting in the wings here. Might want a piece of this kill potentially, otherwise he's very much so does not want to be found out, but he will be. There's nothing for it. Doing what he can to do some decent damage onto Spades. Does he go for the reset? She does not. She elects to get herself out. Afro trying to do what she can to keep themselves in this one. Not quite finding it. Out of fuel here. All it'll take is one hit, and that'll be all she wrote. And that's going to be a heartbreaker for Afro here as they get converted, but TYN still very much so in this one. Much is in the bushes here.
Holding on to what they can. They've had a hard run of it from day one, from the initial drop.
Yeah.
And now, speaking of a hard fight, LC versus CMT. LC with a slight advantage, but Ban coming in wanting a piece of this. LC takes down one member of CMT. That's the Song Lyrics down. Fire David looking a little worse for wear. Runs into the arms of Ban, but LC is able to secure that kill as well. Misfit not wanting to give up that kill participation. Two remaining members of LC try to pull away as that fight cools down for a second, but this fight's just heating up. BAP versus TLD. You got shots coming from Strikel Jordan. They're pressuring in. TLD a little bit scattered. They have to pull up. They're using the walls of mana coils to nullify the effect of Strikel Jordan here, making it hard for him to find an angle for a fight. TLD gets away.
TLD gets away for now. Gonna want to invest in some of those Air Jordans as well. Get those shots over the wall. Meanwhile, second gets converted here. Might be a second-hand kill for Ban as they get involved here, but it's a big stun off the side of Dr. DiMaglio. High trying to follow that up. Micah Munch, however, trying to come in from the side here. The Aluna probably going to be looking for a root. KH Glass pushing forward here, trying to get High, trying to get him low. The wall will be deployed off of High. The ultimate there, but KH Glass with a quick move to get himself wall. Meanwhile, LC coming in from the rear, catching Ban unawares. Patofa will be going down, losing one member. Micah doing what they can to get himself out of dodge. Jetski on the chase, but I imagine he won't chase much further. It isn't a Luna after all, and I just lied to you. Jetski is waiting in the wings, and there's a recall coming in from his team. They want this fight. Micah Munch will be there. The recall onto Glass there as they try to secure this one. Jetski gets himself involved, but he could have bitten off more than he could chew here. He's going to need a little bit of help from his friends, and indeed, Jetski's friends do arrive to save the day. Micah Munch being forced off of the revive there, so not one for Ban yet, but it does seem like Glass gets himself out, is indeed playing out. Micah Munch buying all the time in the world to ensure his teammate can escape, and a valiant sacrifice indeed. Meanwhile, BAP and TLD, Poncho, they've got something to say.
Yeah, BAP and TLD absolutely trying to fight for control here as the new camp comes in, and instantly the camp gets converged on by both teams. Just whatever little bit of an advantage they can get, and over the wall we got Lods jumping over, dropping the stun and pushing BAP back. Two members of BAP looking kind of bad over the abyss. Strikel Jordan trying to turn the tides, shooting some shots. Lods has to pull off. Phenom overextended by himself. You got Height coming in, but Lemur puts the wall up to push Height away. That's TLD working together to secure their space, to cover each other's backs, and not give BAP a chance to isolate any individual one of them.
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, BAP is immediately thrust into another battle here, one that they're more than willing and able to take and win. High dropping Strikel, Jordan very low, but Pine going to be able to keep himself in this one as Rat is indeed finally eliminated going out here. TLD seems like they may have run into a little bit of resistance here, but it's primarily COF and CMT going at each other. It's only Pamu alive in the form of unpaid intern for CMT, and it's only Rakdos for the side of COF, but both of them fancy a fight. Rakdos fancies himself a kill, a little bit of KP, a team elim, but Pine has something to say, deciding, wait, I don't have any glider fuel. Maybe I don't run at Pamu with no glider fuel just for now. I'm gonna turn around. We're gonna rethink that one for a second, and I can't help but agree. Pamu looking dangerous in that tornado. BAP looking M-bapped, you could say, after a couple of fights, and the nuke will be committed here to help secure the boss, as TLD, as always, pressuring these map objectives, and that is how they continuously get ahead and stay ahead. Now, Pamu spotted here. High wants it, finds the slam, is unable to convert the kill just yet, though. Pamu skillfully evading, but TLD now should have him in his sights. Finds the spike. A quick little KP delivery. It's not DiGiorno whatsoever.
We have while TLD going for the farm, we have BAP going for the kills, but then TLD actually manages to sneak the kill out from underneath there. But looking for another kill here, we have Ban. All three of them have found the one remaining member of COF. Rakdos in trouble, trying to find something, says goodbye with a little bit of an emote and knows he's cooked. COF taken out. We have TLD coming in. We got the Lemur ult coming over the wall, but doesn't connect. BAP using the emergency platform to give themselves a moment to stand. But the ult from the Ghost is going to make them move. They find their way back to land. Phenom dodging the strike shots and the strike nade. TLD not wanting to give BAP an opportunity to take the fight to them. They want to keep the space between them. And they scatter. TLD all over the place now. Lod's kind of caught out here all by himself with LC to the north and BAP to the south. And Ban to the right, stuck in the middle here. TLD trying to find a moment of reprieve, and I think at some point they lost somebody. Was that during that exchange?
Got spiked, I believe, in that exchange with BAP, so they're down one, and that's why they immediately decided to get out. And this is what LC is going to try to take advantage of now. They don't have that Celeste. They don't have the Abyss control that Celeste gives you. That Celeste Ghost combo is absolutely brutal to fight over the Abyss, but here comes the engage. LC with the E-plat, but a beautifully placed napalm from Phenom, and one gets spiked immediately. LC looking a bit worse for wear. TLD looking good. Lod's not with a crown in minute 30.
TLD down but not out. They got the crown. They got a spike. Now all of a sudden LC on the back foot. Ban trying to see if they can get any kills here. There's so many potential kills here, and it looks like Ban found them as LC loses one. Jetski, the only remaining member, goes over there. Ban continuing to chase, but TLD pressuring from the other side. Suddenly Ban's in the middle, LC on the side. Gav just deciding they don't want any of that fight, and Jetski takes down Protofo. Now Jetski not wanting to give up. LC still in this. Ban pushing in two members of Ban, trying to get Jetski. Jetski gets on the other side, but does become a snowman in the end, and Glass has to pull back, heal up on the train tracks while Jetski stays here holding his ground on the mainland. And Ban kind of having to pick the bones in this fight, find an angle. They don't want to let Jetski get away. You let LC live for too long, it's going to be bad. So they've regrouped and pushed in, and that's going to be it for Jetski. LC, my prediction is ruined. LC eliminated. Gav also eliminated off screen. We're down to 4 remaining teams. BAP, Ban, TYN, and TLD. TYN's still around, and they're looking okay.
TYN is still around. They're looking all right. A little worse for where, but they're in it. They're a threat. You cannot ignore them. Also, Jetski, what a threat himself. Took all 3 members of Van to finally put that monster of a man down. We have seen him in that position before. We have seen him bring his team back from that position before. I cannot blame Van for being so careful. Meanwhile, Protofo being caught out onto the side here by a TLD, having to use his Tonk defensively. Van rotating out, but BAP rotating in, knowing that TLD very much just use resources, knowing that this is the time to go for now, but they're being cautious on the engage. There it is. It's called in. The grand finale is immediately committed off the side of Lemur to frustrate this engage and make them slow down. Now we should see Phenom's cooldowns back online here, being able to fight this one back. BAP trying to take space here, but it's beautifully played by Lemur. The wall denying them any form of engage and damage. The Height trying to get himself out, using Height to do so, but now it's TYN. They rotate in TLD. It's a revolving door. It's the last door, and they're doing whatever they can to slam it shut, but it's one monster of a team after another, challenging them over and over again as much as they're able to find loss. Now it's Ban regressing onto Phenom. It's all coming daisies for TLD. They're going to be pushing daisies at this rate as Phenom last remaining member. Lemur is converted. Ban trying to find the team elimination here. TYN up to the north, also looking themselves to get involved. It seems like everyone has agreed that TLD must die.
And there you have it. We're down to 3. TLD eliminated. It took the combined effort of all other teams. TLD stuck in the middle, out of position, nowhere safe to go. Everywhere they went, they had a full team gunning for them, and it just was too much for the last door to hold on. They go out in 4th place. Now, Ban and TYN looking at each other. We got a nuke coming out from TYN. This team had the worst possible drop that you could imagine. They took them so long to get back into the game, but here they are, and they are looking fierce and ready. BAP, one remaining teammate. It is Height alone versus the world, being cornered by Ban. We got a Saros portal to the south. Height uses a little bit of his grappling hook to get over the way. Now all of a sudden Ban and TYN are cannibalizing each other. Height's able to get out of there. Ban loses Micah Munch, who is recovered, and a res is coming through on the B-bomb. Lucavario trying to deny it with the Saros shots, unable to do so. Ban, all 3 of them back up. They're resetting. TYN pulling down. BAP hanging out. Height in the bush, watching it unfold. TYN not wanting to commit to that, knowing he's there, but unable to do anything about it. They have potentially the strongest position right now, but as soon as that storm starts moving, everyone's gonna have to go to where Ban is. So who's it gonna be first, TYN or BAP? With the one remaining member, Height.
Warning. Storm closing.
It's an uncomfortable position for TYN because you cannot fully discount the disruption of Height in this team fight, and Ban is not a pushover team whatsoever. TYN is going to need all of its resources to overcome them. They've got red armor, they've got gold armor, full level 15, full relics, and we still have Muches on blue, red and gold on Afro. Lucavario looking pretty decent, but BAP almost no armor. So you can't discount him. He's enough of a threat. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I think the plan here from TYN is to utilize the Saros portal. They're going to keep the pressure on Height, try to make Height jump over the wall first. And now, as Height is forced into a bad position, that gives TYN the opportunity to Saros portal in. And Height tries to take the fight to them, says, I'm not going to let you play me, I'm going to take the fight to you, and puts in a decent amount of damage on Afro, but does go out in 3rd. That's BAP out. Now we have Ban and TYN remaining. And there's no other option. Here's the Saros portal. TYN goes through, and Afro engages immediately, gets the ult to pull away. The shots coming through. The Tonk missing. Potofo in there, getting hit by Afro. It's a baseball bat versus a lightning storm, and Afro is losing. Glass shreds her with the guns. Suddenly, Lucavario and Munches, the only 2 remaining. B-bomb moving forward. Potofo getting in with the baseball bat, knocks him into the storm. There's nowhere to go for TYN, and Ban cleanly uses their positional advantage to win this round.
Honestly, I have no complaints. I have no complaints from Ban whatsoever. They could not have played that final circle any better. They didn't get overeager. They could have so easily gotten overeager and committed onto TYN after Height finally made his final decision where he was going to go and try to convert that. They didn't get overeager. They understood they had the positional advantage. They understood that TYN was going to have to blow resources to even get to where they were. They waited and converted. And it's a clinical closeout from Ban here. I've seen them be very strong throughout the tournament, and I want to say that this was their best game yet. Maybe they weren't out wiping teams left and right, but their positioning and their rotation and their understanding of where the storm was going to go and how to use that to their advantage was absolutely clinical. TLD looked set to win this match, and I want to say that they probably would have if the entire lobby had not come to the mutual agreement that TLD must die. There's no other way to put it. It's not like they weren't hitting each other too, but most definitely all of the focus were on TLD members the moment they were in the limelight, from BAP, from TYN, from Ban. It's a hard one to swallow, and I think TLD are going to come back swinging. They're not going to take that one lying down.
Yeah, the moment that there were 4 teams left, it was like a game of musical chairs. There was only so much, the way the circle was positioned, there was only so much space for each team, and TLD kind of got what seemed like the strongest position initially, but then like you pointed out in the moment, it was like a rotating door. Every team kind of circled in, put pressure on them, disengaged out a different direction as another team came in from a different direction, and TLD never got a moment to rest, while all these other teams did manage to just kind of like do a little circular motion throughout the map, passing by TLD as they did to get themselves in position. And again, a huge shout out to Ban for like the moment that there were 6 teams left, Ban started having just the best position in every fight. They were looking good they never looked like they were in too much danger. They always looked like they were in a comfortable position, forcing other people to play to them as opposed to them having to change up their plan. It was really, really good, great macro from them for the last, like, 5 or 6 teams.
Real quick, guys, let's do, I was getting a little roboting at the end. I'm going to end the stream. Let's all exit Discord, come back to live 2, and then we're going to ship it. I just want everyone to restart the Discord because we're all roboting a little bit, but it wasn't bad. It was just like right at the end.
Cool, got it.
All right, it looks like we are back in action here, boys. Beautiful cast. You guys are absolutely slaying.
We sound okay now?
Yeah, it was literally just like it was in like the peak of the action. It might have just been the game action combined with Discord. It was just like a little, it wasn't even bad. It was just a little bit of robot. I just wanted to, because we had time, I wanted to do that real quick. Can you guys see my screen all good?
Yes, sir. At least I can. Poncho, I've not heard your voice. Just want to make sure you're coming through. No audio for Poncho if you are speaking, my good sir.
Might be muted, perhaps.
I might exist. Oh, hold on a second.
Yep, that's it seems like you're on a different input there.
All right, I told him 15 seconds. I'll cover for Poncho as he gets back in here, but we got a little bit of time as we load into game 5, baby.
Now I can solo cast. I solo casted a 5-6 hour arena tournament the other day. I can solo cast a single game if need be.
Let's go. Wait, how'd the arena tournament go?
You're not getting rid of me that easy.
Oh, he's back. Let's go. Let's go.
Ain't no way. Yeah, some software crashed, so that definitely was part of it.
Gotcha. But yeah, to answer that question really quickly, it was Lollipop's Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy arena tournament. And it was a really good time.
Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah.
I think that VOD should be on his channel if you're curious to have a look at that one. It was a lot of up-and-coming players.
Dude, I will check that out.
Not a Burger hit an insane 1v3 clip to 1v4 clip, I think. No, it was a 1v3, yeah, to bring them back in. And that's why I'm excited to see him here today, because he's got that potential. He's got a little bit of a star power in there. So I'm hoping that he's had a couple of good games today as we send into what I believe to be is game 5, Unstable Portals, correct?
That is correct, my friend. Unstable Portals. All right. The Jolly Poncho. What was like from last game? What was like the biggest thing that kind of stood out to you, and like anything we're looking for this game specifically?
Honestly, like I think Ban has a really good read of how to play around these remaining teams. I didn't like fully undersell them. We shouted them out as a team to watch moving forward. I had put a little bit more focus on like LC. Also, I mean, I knew it. I knew that TYN. I was like, I've done a crime by saying that TYN is not going to play top 3, and immediately it was proven true. Despite TYN, despite TYN having such a bad
literal
first drop.
worst first day possible. Yeah.
It was any other team would have been so out of it. They would have just had to like play poverty the entire game, but instead TYN not only catches up but almost finds an opportunity to win. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and really a testament to their understanding to the game and how to play from behind. That is one of the hardest things to learn in SUPERVIVE, is how to play from behind and how to find meaningful power and meaningful decision making when you're that far behind. And it is a skill in and of itself. So TYN really flexing their muscles and understanding of the game here. LC flexing their muscles as well a little bit, pushing BAP off of that, but Spade's going to be happy to find a gold armor there. Moonlight TYN is joined by Ban to the north, as LC is also making their presence known towards TYN here. I think TYN might want to exit towards the academy, and it seems like that is what they're going to elect to do, leaving us with just BAP and Ban. Protofo doing some decent damage onto Pine here. Now Height just going to be left alone with the likes of Micah and Ban, but LC coming in, but to the south, it's Toilet. Absolutely flushing. Pine coming down. Not looking good here. LC getting involved with Ban now. Glass sending Jetski into the bomb and exploding him. It's going to be Micah now trying to get themselves involved with a Misfit here. Ban cleaning up. Misfit going to go down. LC looking much worse for wear. Afro waiting in the wings, wanting to get involved as well. Trying to find a way into this one, thinking better of it. Poncho, walk me through that. It was looking good for LC, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, well, so it all started with an amazing nade from Toilet there onto Schreikel Jordan, who was unfortunately next to an explosive barrel. So that wrote the end for Schreikel Jordan there. LC moved up to the north though, and then they just a couple missed utilities, like a couple like different nades going a different way. They would have been okay, but I think they just ended up with all their abilities on cooldown, and they ended, and the other team hit. Speaking of hitting, Try taking out Asunders with one bit of util after another, just slamming them into a wall, keeping them stuck in place until they can whittle down that health bar.
Yeah, rough start for TBM there, but Spicy Kimchi able to be the man out. So hopefully they can find a way back into this map, as Try showing their stuff here a little bit early, and one of them does seem to be chasing down the likes of Spicy Kimchi. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition here. LC looking like they're reestablishing themselves, but we got CMT and the likes of Unpaid Intern and Song Lyrics getting themselves involved now. Misfit trying to get onto the likes of Song Lyrics, who has actually swapped off of Brawl onto Celeste. A little bit of compositional change there for Encore, as we've got Flame Dav surging forward here off the Saros and onto the Shiv. A full compositional shift, I think. No, never mind. We do still have Unpaid on that Saros there, and TBM was, it appears, finally chased down by Try wanting to convert that KP into a full team elimination. You know, knowing how meaningful those points can be at this stage of the game, I cannot blame them.
Try continuing to impress this game. They came in, and every game they found, it's like they get more and more confident with each game, and that's not easy to do. This is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Like, you gotta have the endurance and tenacity to keep giving it your all. And COF giving it their all here in the face of BAP running in. Spades getting in nice and close. Schreikel Jordan finding that shot to take out Nardicus. Main Jam and Rakdos have to escape, and they get, oh no. That's a terrifying sound when you're running from BAP. You hear that Sky Shark, you know you're on the run. Main Jam Stealth Ninja finds a way to juke to the side, but is roadkill in the end. Oh no! Cast a curse for Main Jam. I thought he was getting away, but they heard that glider deployed and they were not giving it up. But luckily,
I think if he stays still,
getting away. Yeah, if he just
I think if he stays still and doesn't move, I think he just lives.
Yeah.
I can't blame him, though. I would have tried to run, too. I would have gotten scared. Misfit going to be dropped here by the likes of Rat. Ooh, narrowly dodging the stun there. Great move from Dr. Demaglio to get his teammate out of there. High now deploying the wall. And LC thinking better of it. They have been able to recover their teammate now. Going to be able to bring him back online. And now they're back online thinking to engage onto Rat. But High and Dr. Demaglio holding their ground. Pushing LC back and looking pretty competent in that team fight. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Rat.
Yeah, really solid CC from them. To every time LC wanted to commit to an engage, the option was taken away from them by a perfect use of either a wall or a stun. Just the Tetra and Zeph combo together doing a great job.
Yeah, a surprising amount of Tetra in these lobbies too. I want to comment, like, I didn't think I'd be seeing so much Tetra, but I am not mad about it. The Tetra we have been seeing, the wall usage has been a pleasure to watch, and hopefully we continue to see that same level of skill displayed as we move along in this tournament.
There's only been, I think, one instance I've seen where a friendly Tetra has accidentally walled off their teammates, and they got around it really quick.
Yes. Yeah, so it's been pretty good. And we've got a couple of Shiv trolls being traded here on the side of Squall and LC, but it's going to be LC's Misfit that comes out on top here. Goroy now in a bad situation here, and it's also going to be the likes of Erdenef going down here. Only Goroy remaining, and it's the LC show as they absolutely light up Squall. It was a very short-lived fight. Could have gone either way, but the moment it swung towards the side of Misfit and that health regen came in for Shiv, that was it.
Strikel Jordan getting in there with a beautiful shot on unpaid intern. That was so well played. There's a res coming through. Is it gonna? Oh, a res coming through with the ult from Celeste. Song Lyrics trying to do something, but it turns out Song Lyrics is now a sacrificial lamb as BAP takes him out, and the remaining member of CMT manages to escape out the other way.
Jetski died to the abyss.
Oh.
Just pointing that out. He died off screen to the abyss by himself. Oh. Anyway, just calling that out so that Jetski can hate me for the rest of his life. And
Yep. You hate to see it, but I guess we didn't see it in the end, so, you know, it's like it didn't happen.
It's not real. It didn't happen. It can't hurt you.
It didn't happen.
The abyss isn't real. It can't hurt you.
Absolute graveyard here in Prisma Falls as multiple teams losing and TYN standing strong, picking the bones. Got a B-bomb res coming from Shacomancer. His teammates are gonna have to try and catch up, but he runs directly into Rat, so now he's retreating back towards the loving arms of TYN, and Afro and Lucavario see that low health Bebo, and they do not want to let him get away, and they won't. That's Shacomancer taken down, but he did get his two teammates up, and it looks like they both escaped, so good on them.
Yeah, it looks like it'll work out for them this time. I'm very surprised that BAP didn't catch wind of the fight that was happening right behind them. Maybe they actively chose not to engage, because I would think that BAP would have turned on that. That would have been a good opportunity there. Maybe they're more interested in cleaning up Try here, as unfortunately R12 is caught out by himself. TLD now engaging with the likes of Van. We've seen this position before. BAP engaging in from the left-hand side here. Phenom might be in a little bit of a tough situation here if he just doesn't start backing up soon enough, but he does. Lod's there to help. Meanwhile, Lemur engaging the likes of Van by himself. Phenom getting cleaned up by the likes of BAP. Lemur using his wings to exit, and Van letting him get out for now. Don't seem too keen to chase him. They must know that BAP is nearby.
All those teams converged because Try, the one remaining member of Try, was trying to get the res off and unfortunately couldn't pull it off. They got eliminated, and those other teams just started throwing hands to see what they could pull off. Oh no, you're on the run, Atlas, get out of there. He got the emotes telling us his internal monologue, just screaming. He's trying to get away.
Oh dear, it goes from bad to worse as he runs into the likes of CMT and TLD. Lods, however, and CMT seem to have more eyes for themselves than Gav and Atlas. Atlas being able to exit now, actually finding a little piece of land, of quiet land. Oh no, but if he takes that, takes it back. He's like, no, don't like it. Don't like it. Was not a good thing. Not a fan. And you know what? I cannot blame him. Glass is now aware of his existence, man, or aware of his distance, and he decides that he likes it better in a different area code.
Those emotes are sending me just exactly the way I use emotes as well. When I'm just terrified, I just start doing the little chicken scream from the battle pass.
Someone who's going to be screaming now is Lods, as Protofo is able to get himself away into safety now. Rat keeping Van off of this ledge here, and TLT happy to just do this Meteor Beast. TLT happy to control this, but Rat looking like they might want to have something to say, but if they're not quick enough, TLT will simply control that.
Ooh, a little bit of a miss ult there from the Song Lyrics, and now Glass returning the favor, putting the damage in. Song Lyrics is down, CMT down one person. Micah Munch in an abyss fight with Fire David. They reconvene onto the onto the E platform, but they're not allowed. Unpaid intern saying, no, I'm Saros, I'm strong over the abyss, but Glass says, I'm point blank and I'm Ghost, and starts shredding Unpaid intern and takes him down. Fire David, the only remaining member, but now Micah Munch on the run from Rat. Ban KJ's Glass looking extra fragile with a sliver of health. Micah Munch manages to hold his own and gets one spike in, and now Rat High putting a huge amount of damage onto Micah Munch with a wall stun on the Tetra, but pulls away with the crown, wanting to get his team back in. He's walking right into Glass and delivers the crown right to them. Oh no, this fate has been changed. Rat destroyed, and Ban now back all of them. The crown hand delivered to a Ghost over the abyss. You hate to see it.
In the bush, nighttime, no way to see it coming. I mean, you must have some inkling that he has to be around. It's just unlucky that he, glided towards the one island that there was a waiting ghost, and that is the hopes and dreams of Brat banished for this game. And it might be the hopes and dreams of Gav, as Hai is able to find it. Protofo on the chase here with the Tonky Tonk, unable to find him for now. Pine trying to do some damage, not going to find it for now. The E-Plat is deployed by Glass as he uses this as a platform to apply his damage, but he's going to be forced off completely by the control of Bat. That CC from the side of Hai is not something you want to get caught by, with Spades waiting in the wing to follow up with a bowl of sun. So looking like we're going to reset for now. Ban weathering the storm that is BAP. However, BAP was able to find that KP onto the likes of Atlas. TLD now getting involved from the south.
TLD
looking strong, looking farmed.
Looking like they want to fight here. They want to scrap. Ban happy to get a moment of reprieve. They were in the ringer there for a second. They need to reset, and they just took some unstable portals to get on the other side of the map, dangerously close to Afro from TYN. They're looking for any farm, anything they can do. They want to kind of catch up a little bit. They're not looking weak, but they could look stronger as they want to try and move themselves around here. And Afro and oh no, all three members of TYN still up. Afro, Munches, and no. A little bit. Oh no, is this going to be, are they not aware of each other? COF and TYN hiding in bushes directly next to each other.
COF has to know. Yeah.
COF is aware. TYN is not. It's a matter of if COF wants to take this fight. They don't have great armor. They're not looking good on, they're looking okay on levels. But TYN looking much stronger. COF praying that someone comes in and softens them up a little bit.
Yeah, I think COF making potentially the right call there. If TYN were to inch their way towards them, then yes, okay, jump on them. But since they did not, waiting is the play. Lods is just casually dodging three members, over the abyss, having a great time. Meanwhile, TYN not looking great here. Ban was able to actually find them. They did eventually run into each other. Much is trying to do what they can to stay alive here. Ban would love to grab that gold armor for the likes of Protofo. Surging forward here. Much is trying to get out grounded now. Not going to be able to do much. The railgun narrowly misses. That could have been a death sentence. Micah still chasing, though. There's no way Much gets out of this one here. And he is eventually converted there. TYN losing one.
And now we have BAP versus TLD. Tale as old as time, firing away. Lod's taken pretty low, has to reset. Phenom kind of caught out here, and it looks like BAP wants to push that.
Oh, what a
but the nade from Phenom. Phenom is on fire this game. His util is on point. He manages to stop the engage with a stun from his nade. Resets out of bounds. Pulls up to the fight pulls up to the north. TLD now turning the table. BAP on the back foot, trying to find a nice little spot. They fight over the abyss. You got that Shrike. You can use that range to your advantage. But what is TLD going to do? They got chonker cannons to contend with, a base at the back of BAP, giving them a nice little comfortable route. And who's not comfortable? TYN. TYN, extremely uncomfortable, eliminated over the abyss in between CMT and Ban. That is a tough spot to be in. And now, look at Protopo just kind of, when you're in the storm on the Bebo ice, are you still invisible? I don't know.
I think so.
That's a very sneaky play, if so.
I think you are, yes. I think you still are invisible while you're on the ice. TLD did choose to rotate past BAP, understanding that they had a fortress there, but having countered the fortress that is CMT, it's a good grand finale to dislodge them, but is it going to be enough? Song lyrics in the form of Encore doing what he can, using his wings to stay alive over the abyss. CMT trying to regroup over to the west. TLD is happy to give chase for the time being. Phenom, Lods holding that island. Lemur giving a bit of chase over the abyss. CMT gonna regroup towards the respawn beacon. A bit worse for wear, a bit embattled, but it's gonna be Lods being dropped dangerously low. It's gonna be Lods getting converted by the likes of Flame Dab, and it's going to be TLD and CMT trading a player apiece. Neither side willing to give much ground.
And Ban feeling like there might be an opportunity here. They are looking strong, and they are still full strength, moving their way very methodically, using the Bebo ice to get themselves around. They try to capture the base, but they can't quite get to it. They have to go in on foot. The B-bomb not going to help them out. Now they've taken the base. TLD moved off to the side, getting the res, and now they are back. All three members of TLD. Meanwhile, CMT manages to recall to each other, and a gnarled heart is put down on the map. Looks like maybe BAP is going to pull the entire ring onto their base here in the grind.
And a grind it shall be, because look at the abyss that these teams have to traverse, and they have to traverse through each other. CMT looking a bit worse for wear. Encore in the form of Sarm Legs definitely would love to get this res. Actually, apparently they did get the res. I think they're looking okay as well. And or did they just lose someone there?
Someone just went down there. It didn't show up in the kill feed, but oh, they're eliminated.
Indeed.
No, they're not eliminated.
No. I think they just lost one member that was caught over there. And the Encore trying to get out. Yep, narrowly dodging for Tofo's Tonk. BAP now wants to get themselves involved, knowing that there's kills up for grab, point and kill participation to be stolen away here. I'm not sure if they got one there, but definitely looking worse for wear. Does Lemur find one? Narrowly gets out using the grind rail. That could have been a disaster.
Oh my goodness, a terrifying Indiana Jones moment for BAP as they're all on the grind rail with Lemur alting behind them with hover wings, just barely managing to avoid the template and stay alive. Shrike Jordan, 360 no scope into Micah, putting a little bit of damage. Micah has to pull back and respect it. And Ban looking for a little bit of reprieve up here as BAP continues to fortify their position here at the Gnarled Heart in grind.
It's going to be a tough one, a tough nut to crack. But if any one of these teams can do it, it is TLD and Ban. You know, Ban and BAP once again in the top 3 once more. TLD finally joining us for the first time, at least on this lobby tonight, in the top 3. We know they went out 4th, so they're going to be looking to convert this one, no doubt. Very unhappy with the way that last game played out. Lemur trying to do a little bit of scouting here. We'll catch sight of Height and Spades. Ban waiting in the wings. Nice little control of the cliff sides here. Trying to find a measured way to engage. Neither team too overeager. Understanding that the first team to fight is very likely the first team to die.
I don't know if it's that BAP just happened to find a bunch of spike walls, or if the meteor soul that they picked up was in fact the fortress soul. But they are definitely setting up little pockets where they can get behind a wall and continue to fight back. They have layers of defense they've set up here in grind, and it's working to their advantage. They can take a little bit of an early fight, pull back to a nice little fortified position, and they just keep threatening these other teams, saying that they are going to have to commit so much to try and take this ground. And it's just methodical by TLD pushing in. They don't want to respect it. They want to find an angle. They're trying to see what they can do. Height pushes in. Lemur takes a little bit of damage, has to pull back and heal up. We got Ban sneaking around on the north side, seeing what they can pull off. And BAP not wanting to give up their ground for free, continuing to trade blows with TLD. We got shots coming in over the abyss. TLD pulls back, and now Ban getting into the action. KH Glass coming in. Spades, the one member of BAP with white armor, maybe the easiest pick, but Height comes in and peels for them.
Yes, indeed they do. TLD using this as an opportunity to finally take control of this island here. They've been methodically pushing forward. Neither team full committing here, but BAP decides that Ban has finally have to die. Engaging onto Patofo here. The heal will come in from Micah Munch. BAP deciding to rotate north and play the northern side of the circle, giving up the camp, giving up the Gnarled Heart for now. TLD have eyes for BAP. They want BAP out. Phenom looking to try to get onto Height here, but Height happy to play the distance for the time being. Lemur using the wall to rest forward, but it's Ban coming in from the south, pushing Phenom back to the west. TLD trying to regroup. BAP just playing the north, happy to maintain their position and keep TLD back. TLD happy to do the same. Ban now controlling the center of the circle, controlling the camp, trading these camps out.
They got the best part of that exchange. They got to take over the base. They got to reset with a thing they were desperate for. And now the Gnarled Heart's coming to them. TLD and BAP are tunneling in on each other, trying to eliminate what they want to say, what they seem to think is one of their priority kills. And as a result, Ban is able to kind of just hang out and play the position that BAP had fought so hard for. And now it's you know, maybe BAP has a plan, maybe they have something going on. Looks like they had a base in their pocket, so they're not baseless at least. Two-way teleporters all over the place here. Suddenly, the grind is the domain of Ban. They have scan wards and teleporters and bombs everywhere.
Teleported the bomb. I love it.
Here's the engage from Lemur. Manages to be dodged by BAP. BAP pushing in on Lods, who manages to pull away. BAP swinging off to the left. Ban not being passive, wants to take the fight here, but also being mindful of the terrain they want to keep. TLD tries to sneak down to the south towards the Gnarled Heart. Ban pushes them back. And now BAP sneaking around to the left, trying to figure out a way in. We have wards, we have birds, and BAP coming in, standing on the base, seeing what they can do. The nuke coming through. If we can't have it, neither can you. Strikel Jordan accidentally. No! Strikel Jordan pulls back, gets hit by the nuke, and there's no res available here.
Look how much air blasted him into it. That's what happened, actually. Absolutely
What an
triple play from Michael Munch.
Wow! Micah Munch here with the air blast to get that kill on Tricle Jordan, and now the fight is real. We have the Bebo ult coming through, but Spades popping that ult gets 2 kills in on Ban. Ban down to 1 remaining person on the grind rail. Micah Munch looking for a way to grabs both of his teammates and gets over the abyss. Is he gonna pull it off? Can he do it? It looks like he may have lost his wisps. Now he's just got to see if he can get away with his life. Tricle Jordan gets pulled in. His grabbing the squid puts him into the spike wall. He's taken out, and now Micah Munch on the res beacon, but he can't use it. It's disabled, and TLD somehow still alive, full strength. They're 100%. Ignoring Ban, pushing in, taking out Spades. Micah Munch, the only remaining member. He has no way to res his team except for a crown that's in the storm, and TLD is not letting him get anything. He grabs the crown. He goes over the abyss. Fast logs, but it doesn't matter. It was a hell of a fight, Ban, but TLD takes the win.
Beautifully played from Ban, and understandably so, the focus from TLD and Ban being on each other. They're both fighting for that first place spot. They're both fighting for who is leading these lobbies. BAP having, you know, the most success yesterday in their respective lobbies. So TLD trying to send a message and also just securing that first place, knowing that, you know, Ban taking second place is more beneficial for them than BAP taking second place. So both of these teams happy to ignore Ban as long as they possibly could, and as long as they weren't making themselves a real problem. And I can't argue with the decision making there. I think TLD and BAP are correct in that decision, and Ban playing that to their advantage, to their benefit, securing a second place. And there was a real possibility there, if things went a little bit more their way, that they take the first place. And unfortunately for BAP, it just absolute disaster.
Man, that air blast from Micah Munch. Yeah, the nuke coming through and Micah Munch getting the positioning with the air blast to launch him into the nuke really put BAP in a tough spot, losing Tricle Jordan like that. And then for a second, Micah Munch made me a believer. He got both of the wisps and jumped over the abyss, and I thought for a second we were about to see an insane Aluna play by Micah Munch, but unfortunately eliminated over the abyss. Micah Munch tried what he could, or not eliminated over the abyss, but dropped the wisps over the abyss, losing his 2 teammates in the process. And then it was just Micah Munch on his own trying to see what he could pull off. A hell of a fight for second place by Ban. Really impressive play by them to see the opportunity and take it. And TLD and BAP, they are terrifying teams to watch in a fight. They are so good at this game. It is all these teams are so good at this game. That was an insanely satisfying last circle for that match, but not last game. We got one more coming up here.
One more to go, and I'm gonna give Micah Munch an aura kill on Pine there. Pine chased him with the grappling hook and sent himself straight into the spikes, unfortunately ending his own career in a single stroke. And we're gonna give Micah Munch an aura kill, you know, to his number. We're gonna throw that one in the corner. Naturally, of course, Pine, a fantastic player, not something that we see him do very often, so always funny to see it when it happens. I have no doubt that BAP will be ready to steamroll after that one. A strong third place finish for them that very easily could have been a first place finish. So I'm sure they're going to be keen to find one. TYN out a little bit earlier to this time, despite having a better start and looking better overall. They did not finish in the top 3. So we'll have to see. Maybe they just specialize in poverty runs, right? I mean, they took a second place after a poverty run, so we'll have to see if they can recover there. But overall, an incredibly competitive lobby, and none of these teams seem content to really just farm. Outside maybe like TLD. TLD does seem to avoid conflict and prioritize some of those map objectives on their path to power. But a lot of these teams looking and willing to scrap early on, even off of the drop, which is something that we don't always see, especially like in tournaments like the Abyssal Cup. We typically see like a lot more slow play. Not here. These teams are not interested in playing slow whatsoever.
Yeah, the absolute willingness to keep scrapping. It's a bloody lobby. Tons of teams just trading, and it's rarely clean. right? There's plenty of moments where it is, but a lot of times you're trading 1 for 1 or 2 for 2. Like there's a lot of moments where people are walking away from these fights limping. And you know, in those situations when that happens, you have to ask yourself, is that giving TLD a lot of opportunity? TLD as one of the few teams in this lobby who is not allowing themselves to be weakened as much, and instead are focusing on objectives first, then fighting second. Is that what is allowing them to continuously perform in these moments? And I wonder how it's going to pan out in the points, because obviously, like we pointed out, like if you're getting kills, that's points, but also placements is points. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how the leaderboard shakes out here at the end of today.
Yeah, absolutely. I expect to still see TLD on top because they do manage to find quite a good amount of KP towards the end with those last like final 4, final 5 teams. But you know, you've got teams in the like of 10 that are just absolutely farming hunters. So we'll have to see how this affects the rankings. And I'm very curious to see where 10 end up in likes of like BAP and LC having taken a win today as well. And we've got Lods and Jetski trading blows, left clicks here. Lods level 2, they're definitely gonna potentially get the better of it, but Jetski content to continue.
Oh, they did not respect the 1v1. They didn't respect the 1v1.
Phenom. What the
Phenom
heck, man?
Coming in. Dishonor on you.
Oh, yeah, you're doing the finish?
House.
That's disrespectful, man. Nah, I'm gonna have to file a complaint with HR after that one. That's not right. They don't even let him get the res, man. Come on. You know, good on TLD to convert that. You know, all's fair in love and war. But LC gonna be starting a little bit on the back foot, down to member, down to farm, and TLD gonna be feeling better about that one.
Wow, what a hilarious beginning to the final game of the final day of this weekend. This is going to be, I mean, there's a chance that this game could have major implications on which teams are going to be in the upper and lower lobbies moving forward for the next 2 weekends during VIVE Camp. And BAP here with
strong.
gold armor, looking very strong. Hey, we're setting up TYN for the poverty run.
You know what? It's true. It's a guaranteed minimum second place for TYN going forward, right? Like it has to be.
This is all going according to TYN's game plan. This is exactly what they want. They need the challenge to fully unlock their potential. COF though, getting taken down there. Oh no!
Encore.
Two members of COF taken down. Encore just relentless with the strike. You gotta love a lobby with a couple strikes in it. It's so cinematic.
He hit the dash left click, like the you know, like a wind up shot into the shift to then hit him over the abyss. He didn't need a dash on him. He didn't need to do that. We're farming now, and speaking of farming, that is LC farming and Gav. I believe that's going to be our first team eliminated here, going out 12th place, going out a bit early. Unfortunate for Gav. I do like seeing them play, but you know, someone's got to die first, and this time it was Gav. LC finding a nice little KP in a team cleanup. Speaking of team cleanup, Lods is looking to clean up now, finding one over the abyss. Try is going to be a bit of a difficult situation here. R12 might be next on the chopping block, and it certainly looks like he is between Lemur and Lods. He's getting diced to pieces here. If it's not going to be the ice, it's going to be the blade. And Lemur is able to find R12, and Phenom is able to find Kezi. That's an 11th place exit for Try. Absolutely devastating. They've been looking so good, like they've been getting better every game. And this time it just all falls apart.
Oh, devastating eliminations here at the beginning of the game. We were talking about these lobbies being bloodthirsty, and we're seeing it here. 2 teams eliminated before the end of day 1, before even night 1 begins. We have 2 teams out here, and Rakdos Lord hopping along. Main Cham's still around though. COF a little bit split up here, taking both sides of oh no, I should know the name of this place.
Race Row, gotcha.
Race Row! It's the
Race
one!
Row,
it's
indeed.
the one! It's the one that you drop at to have a hot drop. I was like...
It certainly is.
I've died there so many times, my blood has seeped into the ground. I should know the name of it.
It's Race Row, because usually by the time you're done there, you're all ghosts, you and your teammates. So... you know, aptly named. KH Glass seems like he's going to be back online here with the Reds. Squall won a little bit a piece of ban. You know, you guys have been finishing a bit high. We don't like that. We've got something to say, and it seems like we're, you know, they're going to let him walk away for now. It seems like they had a fight over the shop. You know, it was Black Friday. They wanted to get to the shop first, but, you know, Ban were in the way, a little pushing and shoving, you know, trying to get there before the stock runs out. Understandable. We've all been there, right? Maybe not. However, where we all have been is the position of Bugliano, unfortunately, as he gets jumped on by the likes of LC and immediately converted. TPM down a member. Saunders and Spicy Kimchi should be safe for now if they're not spotted out.
Sneaking around, leaving that farm in Ion Acres, though, is going to hurt them quite a bit. And speaking of in pain, Rat, Dr. DiMaglio on the run. Beautiful little bit of tech there to get ahead using the B-bomb and the squid to Grabby the squid to get a little bit of a boost to continue to run, making it unreasonable to continue following. Dr. DiMaglio probably going to be able to recall to his teammates there. Race row carved up by LC. TYN coming in. Looks like they might want to do this, but maybe they're just driving by. They're looking for the heart. They want to get some farms, so they're not going to go in and contest Ion Acres. They're going to get this farm in the heart as they are wont to do. They want to get that 9th level. A Wukong!
Yeah. A Wukong on the likes of Unpaid Intern. That I believe should be Pamu on the Wukong. Fire Dave now going to be joining him here, and Encore waiting in the wings here on the strike. We're going to be seeing quite a bit of a compositional shift, but TYN getting absolutely chewed up by that Shivel. Afro going to get caught out, forced to use their ultimate to get herself to safety here. Going to be chased north. I don't think CMT have any intention of letting them go, but LC has something to say. Toilet finds the sun. The bird bomb will be committed. We'll be able to find Toilet, but it's going to be Encore in the end of the day that gets converted, and the saving grace of TYN ends up in the unlikely form of LC. CMT going to try to find this res here, but LC, or rather CMT's going to try to find the res, but LC have absolutely no intention of letting them have it. Jetski hot in their tails. Toilet joining him as well. CMT going to have to move a little bit quicker than this. Fire Dave will get caught by the likes of Jetski on this draw. Oh my goodness, the teleport from the dagger saving Fire Flame Death, just narrowly surviving here. Oh my goodness.
That's the kind of thing where like you miss the step on the last step on your way down the stairs, like your heart does a little flip. That was terrifying.
Afro gonna do a little grab left.
Oh
Not
no.
quite. No, that's straight to prison. Can't do that.
Afro almost steals the Sky Shark, but instead is stolen away from the lobby. That's TYN eliminated. The poverty one of our dreams not enabled. They are out. And now BAP and LC looking at each other. Strikel Jordan takes some shots. Misfits getting pretty hurt. Misses their ultimate and taken down. We have LC in trouble. 2 members taken out. Toilet and Misfit wrecked with their ults not connecting. Jetski on the run right into TLD. Now TLD and BAP both chasing down Jetski. Jetski, you've been last alive many a time. Are you going to be able to get away? And of course, TLD and BAP, they both Metal Gear Solid alert sound, stare at each other, and they are wanting to fight. They would love to eliminate one of these other teams right now. That would be huge for them in this tournament.
This would make them feel, make them breathe a big sigh of relief. Naturally, already feeling that way to an extent with TYN. They are a team with a lot of star power that if you let them do what they want, they will clean you up. Meanwhile, Main Jam with that preemptive napalm is going to keep himself in this one from now. Very good to think ahead here. Liking the micro out of that. But it's looking like he might be in a bit of a bad situation. Ban getting themselves involved here with CMT. CMT being forced off the chase of Main Jam here. Ban says you've got to contend with us now. Protofo seems to have eyes for Flame Dab, but Flame Dab is building some distance. Rakdos is also doing okay. So still two remaining members for Main Jam. Only Nardicus falling in that scuffle between them and CMT.
And CMT kind of scattered a ways here. We have Flame Dav up here next to LC, caught out. This is going to be a tough spot. He's going to use the dagger to get away. Dodges the util from the Zeph. That's huge for him. But Jetski pushing in. We got the ult from Flame Dav trying to avoid the ult from Misfit, just barely missing. It is a kiting. What an amazing bit of kiting from Flame Dav. This is an absolute seminar on how to be. How to be.
You hold too much power now, Poncho.
I know. I gotta stop. He was doing so good, but then he got dunked. Unfortunately, that's Flame Dab in the abyss, and now Squaw and Bap looking at each other with song lyrics taken out there by Squaw.
Tofo taking 2 out on 2 different teams. Tofo finding one on the likes of Rat and finding one on the likes of Encore. But yeah, no, Flame Dev with an absolute masterclass on how to kite, but unfortunately, you can only... Is he allowed to do that?
Apparently.
He's Bebo, dude. He can.
Yeah, apparently Bebo can do no wrong because, good lord, Meanwhile, BAP and Squaw getting themselves acquainted. This time, Erdenef will be going down. DTF will follow. Golroy not long for this world either. It's an absolute clinic by BAP here, just taking the space, moving forward, and just applying like an insurmountable amount of damage. Not a lot Squaw could have done there. They would be set very quickly. But yeah, do we need to call somebody about Protofo? Like, what he just did to Rat was not okay. I mean, good on good on him. Main Jam will be going down here. With Protofo looking really strong on the Vivo.
This is a like dirty fight we're having this lobby. We had Jet Skis 1v1 getting interrupted by Phenom. Now Protofo doing war crimes as Bebo is wont to do.
Yeah, the Ice Zeep blocking the. Oh my goodness. Oh right, Protofo. That was 3 kills in like 15 seconds for him right there.
it's relentless here, and it is all fair in love, war, and SUPERVIVE today as unpaid intern on the Wukong.
Oh my god, Rakdos.
Rakdos is happy to not be noticed right now as Fire David is taken out over the abyss. Oh, no, Rakdos catches the gun! That was not a railgun that was aimed at Rakdos, but it did catch him out, and now Rakdos in trouble. TLD seeing that there is someone here to kill, and they're gonna do it. Rakdos taken out, unable to escape. COF down to one remaining member. That was not a railgun intended for him, and it gave up his position. LC
that's
pushing
so
down
unlucky
here.
for Rakdos. You know, everyone pour one out for Rakdos. LC pushing forward onto Ban here, gonna make themselves scarce. Glass trying to get out, but he gets caught by that wind bomb. Can he get himself the safety? Jet Ski flying over the abyss. The E-plat is absolutely massive to buy the time for KH Glass, but it's only borrowed time that he's on. His Glass is eventually committed to the abyss. Misfit surging forward here, using the dagger to try to catch up to Micah Munch here. Protofo trying to do what he can to buy some time, using the Tong Tong to get out of here, but Jet Ski very fast on his trail. Gonna choose to continue to chase. Protofo now gonna get picked up by CMT. Fire David there to try to find him too. Unfortunately, unable to find the grapple onto the bomb. Could be all she wrote for the teleport back.
The teleport trolling Fire David, ruining
LC
his chance of
the
stealing
KP.
that kill. Yeah,
and BP
LC
converts the Wisp. Protofo has no fans. 3 separate teams.
It takes a village to take down Protofo.
It does. Main Jam found a bush, feeling comfy. This time TLD not going to find the hidden member of COF. It's almost kind of like a little mini game. Like, is there a member of COF in this bush, TLD? Did you railgun this bush too? No, not this time. Main Jam keeps his life for now. The COF try to find a way back into this one. It's been a rough going for them. But, you know, if anyone can do it, it's a scrappy little team like COF.
LC hanging out, CMT saying hello to LC, who's hanging out over the abyss. They're all saying hello to each other.
It's been a long night.
Here they
comes
go.
the Sky Shark.
LC saying, "What are you looking at?" Coming in on the Sky Shark, using the avalanche to try and get a little bit of space. Fire David over the abyss has to pull away. Now it's 3v2 right now. Unpaid intern denying fighting a Wukong over the abyss. Kind of hard, but not that difficult apparently, because Misfit just gets the spike. And now CMT has to scatter while LC gets to cap the base and secure this little bit of land here nearby Machine.
Yes, indeed. CMT down 1. A very clean engage from LC after, you know, the salutations were exchanged. The honor system was, you know, the honor code was followed and accepted. Greetings went their way, and it was now time for them to fight as the agreed upon location for their duel. And LC do come out on top there. Fire David, the last remaining member for CMT. BAP hot on the heels of Ban, looking like they really want this fight. You're not getting away here. Height gonna get himself engaged and involved. The bird bomb not gonna land, forcing them into the storm here. This could be start to chip away and doing some decent damage.
So long to go.
But look how fast they went around.
That Protofo with the Tong Tong.
Yep.
He is unreal. A great situational awareness to realize that they could escape through the storm there with the Tong Tong. That was a really tough spot for them to be, and they kept their cool, and it was amazing.
They did not panic. They knew what their options were, and now, you know, yeah. Now we've got LC and BAP. We've seen this one before, haven't we?
We have, and a nuke coming out, making it just a slightly let to the left. Would have eliminated some options there, but LC able to skirt around the nuke. And Misfit trying to recall there? BAP's not going to let that happen. Misfit
going to be able to get out?
Oh,
I don't
the
think
EMP
so. I think
nade!
Misfit's caught.
An EMP nade from BAP takes away Misfit's full gold armor and leaves him hanging. Oh, what a play by BAP. Great use of the EMP nade there. Totally eliminating his armor advantage and leaving him in trouble.
Yes, indeed. And LC's unwillingness to fight kind of just causes them to lose a member. Like, I don't know that the ship was ever going to get out that situation. It seemed like a really, really bad spot to get caught in. And I don't know what the correct play was there, really. But yeah, LC definitely down a member now. And so is Ban. As Glass is unceremoniously executed over the Abyss there by Lods. And now TLD, doesn't matter where they are in the Abyss or the Storm, there's always a map objective to take, and they've always managed to find it.
How did it spawn on their base? Like, what?
I'm willing to bet that was moved. I'm so sure that they must have a teleporter or something, and that they've brought that over to themselves. It's a very TLD thing for them to do.
Yeah,
but LC is back online.
Heart goes out to Glass there. Glass was trying to get over that little bit, that rock that we're seeing Lemur and Phenom get over right now. Glass just couldn't quite get it, which left them on their own, and they unfortunately were taken out. But now LC and TLD exchanging blows. A nuke comes out. Phenom's in trouble and absolutely taken out. But Misfit also taken down. Ban managing to get some decent kills here, and Aaron Protofo coming in hot with a tong knocks CMT into the storm. Oh no, Toilet, you got nowhere to go. You're burning alive in the storm. And now Jetski playing out. We've seen it before. He's got the crown, but he's got no solid land to stand on. I wonder if LC might be in some trouble here, as yes, indeed, there's nowhere to go. TLD and CMT closing the gap. CMT having to lose Fire David over that kill, though. Pulling off to the right here, while TLD gets this nice little bit of land here. Everyone's fighting over this little island.
CMT should get that res. They did have a res beacon in the pocket. TLD have also come back online full strength. As you can see, height should be dropping here. BAP in a little bit of a bad situation. Got to be careful where they retreat to, because Ban could be waiting in the wings to capitalize on this. I think they will. Yeah, Protofo and Glass going to push forward here. TLD controlling the central island now as CMT try to find a way back in. Flame Dab back online, but effectively no armor except on the side of Unpaid Intern, on the side of Pamu. Ban electing to keep their camp, feeling comfortable over the Abyss, with the the likes of Protofo available on that Bebo as we kind of reset. TLD looking to potentially engage here, but not soon. That armor on Glass isn't fantastic. He's going to melt very quickly. High doing what he can, but he's unfortunately going to fall to the laser. He's unable to get himself out. That could be in a bad situation. Your CMT aggressing forward. Oh my goodness, Spade!
That was an insane wombo combo. We got the double. We got a stun over the Abyss, followed right by the dunk by the Wukong. What a play by CMT. Unpaid Intern finding their opportunity. They are down a person though, I believe, and they cannot use that res beacon because they already used it previously. And what?
BAP is eliminated. That's out 4th place. Spade was the only remaining member. They made it over the wall there, but right into Ban's waiting, loving arms. Meanwhile, TLD wants more, but Glass falling so far back, making Lods thinking twice. Ban playing this one pretty good. Protofo will find the Tonky Tonk. Some good damage will be done, but it's going to be a beautiful ultimate out of Lemur. It's going to catch 2. It's going to completely demolish any kind of momentum that Ban had. It's the Lemur show. We're just living it. Meanwhile, CMT choosing to get themselves involved now. Protofo going to be able to regroup with his teammate Micah Munch, but Ban looking a bit separated here. CMT will lose one to the likes of Phenom and the lasers. Ban doing what they can on the western side here. Meanwhile, CMT still getting aggressed on by TLD. CMT forced into Ban. Lods doing what he can to get himself to safety here, while Ban gets himself out on the Protofo Express. CMT now rotating north. TLD back to full strength, doing what they can to get themselves back into CMT. The Wukong ult comes out to try to buy them some time, to buy them some space. A massive amount of damage will be committed onto Lemur. Lemur has to get himself out of here, but TLD is still keen to take this fight, still feel like they could win. Ban nowhere to be seen. Down to the right-hand side, it'll be Encore that falls. TLD want more. They smell blood in the water, and it's Unpaid Intern that's next on the chopping block, and he will fall. It's only Fire David remaining for CMT, and it's an absolute clinic from TLD. Though they may have been down, they were never out. Ban now getting themselves involved. TLD want more, but it's going to be Lods. It's going to be going down. Protofo been an absolute menace this game. Micah Munch left in a 1v2. TLD trying to do everything what they can, and the res beacon comes out of the pocket of Lemur. It's a res coming through. Do they let it happen? Lemur commits the ultimate to try to make this happen, but Micah Munch will stand on it. He narrowly doesn't get caught because of the line of sight, but Micah should still be committed for this. He will go down. It's a 3v2. The res does come through for the side of TLD. It's Protofo in a bad spot, and there's absolutely nothing he can do. It's the TLD show, and we're just watching it. It's a matter of time. It's their fate. It's destiny, and no one slams the door but the last.
Oh my God, the last game goes towards the last door in an amazing series of concentrated efforts against the multiple teams they were contending with there. You could see them making the call where they wanted to focus their attention, who they were going to focus on. You had Lemur get absolutely smacked by a bunch of Wukongs. It's just an army of monkeys jumping on Lemur, and Lemur manages to disengage, and Phenom and Lods hold the line just long enough for Lemur to get back up, and then from there, TLD just took everyone else out back and destroyed them. It was crazy.
It was a rotating door, but finally in their favor, rotating when they had the resources that they needed to deal with both CMT and Ban. BAP going out in 4th place there off of what it was a beautiful engage from CMT, where they both lost members. They were both unable to fully ever recover from that fight. Ban cleaning up BAP, and then just it was the TLD show. Lemur making just almost every correct decision possible there. But you know, credit where credit is due. Ban and CMT not making it easy whatsoever.
Yeah, Ban absolutely, like, the way that they were circling around there, there was so much happening so fast. I thought you were about to pass out. You were running out of breath. It was
you know, the moment was there and it was required of me. And if it means, you know, if he dies, he dies. That's just it. Like, that's what SUPERVIVE asked of me.
It was a series. You could watch that in like slow motion and pick out each thing that every member of BAP, Ban, and TLD did there. You could see it was this like milliseconds apart, these amazing micro decisions that were made. Everything was done with such clear intention, and it was play, counterplay, counterplay to the counterplay, counterplay to that counterplay over and over and over again. And TLD just having the final trump card at the end every time, managing to just chip away at Ban and CMT until they were the last people standing. Oh my goodness. That was so cool to watch.
I can't be any more pleased with the way Game 6 ended. And, you know, there's really only 2 words, and I've got my hands up in the air. It was just absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. Let's go.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Wait, I surely have that.
It doesn't get any better than that. Like, all 3 of these teams playing their absolute hearts out. Ban, CMT should feel incredibly proud of the way they played today, especially in this last game. None of those fights were easy. TLD having to pull out literally every trick in the book to make sure that they can close that one out. And, you know, if you can push one of the best teams in North America to play that hard, you have nothing to be ashamed of.
Did you guys see that moment at the end where Micah Munch thought he was going to do something cheeky to the Lemur Celeste res, and then Phenom was just right there, and he didn't realize he just deletes him with the nade, gives rifle spray. It took Micah like a split second to realize. I think by then it was too late.
Oh no, I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Yeah.
That was such a spicy final, dude. Holy.
Yeah, and it was a final destination that like had a healthy helping of both Abyss, land, and just absolute death with the lasers.
Dude, we actually had a couple massive laser kills. I think Height went down to laser, ended up being huge to take out BAP there, and then someone died to laser before that. But
CMT Encore dies to laser, gets pushed in.
Phenom dropped a nade and
the Phenom nade into the laser. That's great. What a great play. Oh yeah.
And just all these teams rotating around, like the way Ban gets out on the Protofo Tonk to then leave CMT and TLD to have to fight it out in the 3v3. And then the way they nearly kill Lemur. Lemur has to use wings defensively and pop heals like crazy while Phenom and Lods 2v3 and actually manage to pick up like Encore. Absolute crazy. And then unfortunately Flame Dav and like Unpaid Pamu, they kited away from each other, so they got the 2v1 back to back, and then Ban comes in, and it goes crazy. It goes crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and then TLD was in danger for a bit there, but then pocket res from Lemur, which again, the counterplay instance of that is Glass says, "Oh, you're resing. I'll do the thing. I'll drop the ghost ult on the res," and then Lemur counterplays that counterplay by doing the Celeste ult right afterwards, managing to stick that res and keep it in, and that gets TLD back in place, which allowed them to finally dismantle Ban, who was putting up a massively good fight.
Like
it's so good.
So good, dude. Like right up to that point, I thought it was Ban's fight. Like you're saying, it's literally that Lemur res turnaround and that ghost spray into Micah that really like turned things in like literal inches from going the other way. But in the end, The last door shuts it, as you say, Kai. Beautiful cast from my good friends KaiAims and TheJollyPoncho. If you guys aren't following these guys, you can literally click on their name and follow them. Do it right now. What a couple legends. And I think what we're going to do is raid over to the main stream. They're going to show the scores and play some hype music with some replays. But I just want a huge thanks to you guys. Huge thanks to all the players, everyone behind the scenes making this thing work. It is just an insane amount of people putting an insane amount of free time into this thing to make it run, and it's such a pleasure. But is there anything either you guys want to say on the way out here?
Yeah. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me, and it's always a joy to be alongside Zik and Poncho. I could not be in better company, and I just want to I always like to give a nod to the players. We make the event, but it doesn't run without you guys signing up and showing up, and I never want anyone to feel discouraged if they feel like they didn't play well today. There is always tomorrow, and everything is a learning experience. Don't give up on yourselves and continue to grind. You can do it, because if you want it enough, you'll get there. So, never give up, keep showing up, and we love you guys. We love to cast, and you guys are always such a great source of entertainment for us. So, thank you to the players and the organization that went into this. So, happy to be here.
Yeah,
let's go.
SUPERVIVE, amazing plays by everyone. This game is one of the, I mean, it's so much fun to play and also so much fun to watch and cast. It is perfection. I love it. It's so much fun, and I thank you again for being a part of this, both the players and the viewers and Zik and Kai. It's been a privilege and an honor to be a part of this. I was thrilled to be able to be here this weekend. But Kai, you're going to be here a little while later as well. This is going to be my sign out for VIVE Camp.
So, dude, it's such an honor having you, man. And I feel
what a pleasure.
I was like a little sad I missed hanging out with you guys yesterday. I feel like I'm in the cool kids club hanging out. We're in like we're on like the chill couch just watching.
The chill couch.
So you guys did so great.
The casual stream.
You guys worked so well together. I was just vibing while spectating. So GG's. Love both you guys. Love all the players, all the viewers. We thank you guys. Let's raid over to the main channel, SUPERVIVE, and we will see you guys next weekend. We're out.
Later.
Bye.